What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
Let's go, bro.
Hey, man. Nice fit, player. How we living? How we doing?
Man.
How was your weekend? Now that I think about it,
Mixed emotions all around the whole weekend.
I need to know
Saturday,
Friday, Sunday.
Saturday
Yeah.
terrible. Saturday terrible. House the bottle of wine after that Pitt game.
I was scared to ask how you doing.
I cannot believe Pitt reverted back to its old ways. I cannot believe it. 20-point favorite. I think it was 23 or 24 point.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Lost to freaking Georgia Tech.
I needed to know.
Meanwhile, Slovak, this is why I say he's the Kirk Cousins of college football.
I saw.
Meanwhile,
I saw.
his final stat line,
It looked good.
300 yards and
looked good.
3 touchdowns. I told you, dude. I told you. He ain't it, though. He ain't it. I'll take him 500 days out of 500, though, compared to our backups.
Oh, my gosh.
Although that backup that we beat on the road, what was it, Western Michigan?
Western Michigan, yeah.
It might be time to start considering him
man.
at some point if we get more of this shit. Terrible. Well, no, there was fumbles. Vincent Davis had 2 awful fumbles.
And then in the second half, y'all couldn't block Charlie Thomas. The D lineman from Georgia Tech just went off in the second half. I'm like, bruh, because I was too.
He was suspended for the first half too.
I was like, bruh.
I didn't know that. I was watching the game
no
with
clue
my
he was suspended
buddies,
either.
and he's
Yeah.
like, dude, watch out for this Georgia Tech linebacker.
Bro,
he got suspended.
He was filthy,
and then he made like 3 or 4 like
filthy
critical
in the second
plays.
half, bro. Yeah. Because I was kind of sandwiched in, so I tuned in to see the WVU game versus Texas. They were getting annihilated. It was sandwiched between JMU taking care of business once again.
Well, JMU is officially ranked higher than Pitt.
And then
It
we
took
get
1
to
week.
Pitt, and I was like, dang, no, not Pitt, man. I'm thinking y'all got this one versus Georgia Tech. And yeah, that was very unique to watch, man. But I'm glad that you made it out of that stadium on Saturday just to get to Sunday.
I didn't make it to the stadium though.
What, did you?
I had no one to go to the Pitt game.
Well, actually, before
No
we
one to go.
and that was on Saturday. I
was
forgot.
bummed.
What about
I just went
Friday?
to everybody's house.
What was your Friday situation? Did you make it down? 9:30 casino.
Oh no, I golf Friday.
Oh,
Golf Friday. No, after golf on Friday, went out to eat. Early night for your boy. I mean,
Early night?
sleep at like 8 probably.
wow.
8.
Okay.
One of those nights where you
Okay.
wake up at like 1 or 2, throw the TV on, whatever, go back to sleep at like 2
Yeah.
or 3, and then slept in. Saturday was a nice day. Rainy, drizzly, but the Pitt game wasn't until later.
Yeah.
Get to catch up on some stuff and just relax. And then, yeah, Sunday.
How'd you survive yesterday? I saw some of the
How'd I
vids.
survive?
I was like, yo, did Deke make it out the stadium? Because like you were there for a while after the game was over, man. I was like, yo, is he going to leave? Or is he stuck there? We going to do the show remotely? I was worried. I was really, really worried.
No, I was sweating my ass off. I needed to get the hell out of there. It was like a drizzly morning,
It
some
was, right?
winds,
It felt
blustery,
chilly. And then
50
it got
degrees.
warm.
And that's my big-ass black puffy jacket I wore. I didn't wear it because like I felt cold. I wore
for
it
the
just
rain.
more for the rain.
Yeah,
and
same.
it's like it's such an easy thing to
Yeah.
throw on. But yeah, as the game went on, all of a sudden in the second half,
it
it's
got
summer.
warm.
It's
Yes.
70
Yes,
degrees,
bruh.
and the
Yes.
sun's beating down on us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yesterday though, mixed emotions. Obviously thrilled about the KP8 era
Yeah.
starting. I thought he provided that spark, that energy that Tomlin was looking for.
Yeah.
But disgusted at the loss. Absolutely disgusted at the loss. We're up 10 points. How much time was left? Was there 8 minutes left in the fourth
7
quarter?
minutes, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And the Jets rattle off those 2 drives.
Yeah, no, very true, man.
Disgusted.
And we'll obviously deep dive into all of that context, man, and plenty of discussion about the quarterback stuff like that as well, man. But yeah, like I said, it was definitely good to see you actually make it here today, man. I was nervous
I'm
for
good.
you. I was nervous, and I don't have a lot of information, but we did lose a person, one of our fans out there at the game on Sunday, man. Somebody passed away, so we definitely want to acknowledge that, man, and prayers to everybody that was affected by that as well, man. But yeah, that was kind of crazy too. I was like, man, you could imagine you going to a game, you're 27 years old, and you pass away. It's like, yikes. It's nuts, man. Nuts.
Yeah,
So
really
definitely glad that everybody made it out of that thing in that regard as well, man. But let's start this thing how we always do. All right. So let us know where you are tuning in from today, so we can give you those big boy shout outs, man. But we are, gonna have a little group therapy. It's some optimism now. It's reason to be optimistic now. Don't doom and gloom it, But at the same time, there's a lot of context that we got to address as well. So yeah, man. Oh, and that's right. If you haven't liked the stream just yet, make sure you hit that like button while you're coming into this thing, baby. All righty.
Brandon Clark tuning in from the 540.
Oh, let's get it.
Roanoke, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He says JMU smoking on that Texas State pack.
Yeah, man. And funny thing, bro, we didn't even play good. Now, it was in the middle of a monsoon, so that was part of it. And we still ended up finding a way to put up 40 points and win convincingly. But by JMU standards, that was not a good game at all. And that's why I'm still kind of shocked and trying to figure out how good are we really? Because we definitely didn't play our best brand of ball, but we still found a way to put 40 on the team. I don't know, man. I don't know.
JMU, you still have some national championship hopes.
Don't you put that on us now. Don't you do that, Ricky Bobby. Don't
We're
you
done.
put that on us.
Pitt's done.
Don't you wish
It's
that evil
over.
on us, Ricky Bobby. Don't you do that. You keep that on your end. Because you and TG were on this natty kick, ranked kick, national champ kick. And I've seen how y'all guys went from, on the mountaintop to now y'all in the gutter. I'm trying to stay away from those feelings, man. So we just one game at a time. We just even kill, nameless gray faces. That's where we're at right now, man.
I got to pour out half a Mad Dog at some point in the next day or two for Pitt's national championship hopes.
Gosh.
I'm going to keep the other half alive
Just
for
in
the
case?
ACC championship.
Okay.
If we make it to the ACC championship, I'll chug the rest of the Mad Dog.
There we go.
But
There we
half
go.
of it's gone for the national championship.
There we
Because
go.
if we still make the ACC championship, we have a double-digit win season. That's still a success. We can't
For sure.
forget where we came from.
For sure.
Last year was the outlier for the Pitt program. It's tough. It's staring us right in the face, too. It's like, man, we really thought this was going to be something. Building off last year, but now, as we sit here today, 20-point favorites against Georgia Tech, and we shit the bed. Terrible.
It's like that sometimes, man. It's like that sometimes, but that's why I don't put any of that natty on us just yet. We just taking it one game at a time. Hey, we don't even know if the Sun Belt's even a good conference. It don't matter who they beating up out of there and all the other ranked teams. None of that matters. We're just taking it one game at a time.
How was TG's analysis on Texas State?
Maybe a little bit more optimistic than it should have been, but everybody has their perspective on it. He was really high on the defense for Texas State. I didn't necessarily share the same opinion. I think that we left about 30 points out there realistically.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, that was with the rain and everything like that. But we were able to score on defense as well, so I'll give you some context. But yeah, man, that was nowhere near our best performance. Not even close, man. So far, so good, man. We're still taking it one week at a time.
Good for you guys not having any losses on your record.
Plus, I feel like I won a lot this weekend. Now that I think about it, I mean, got me some on Sunday. I got a dub. Kirk Cousins balled out. That's like a semi-dub.
We tied the game, though.
We did.
There's a couple ties.
We had 2 ties. Yeah, we had 2 ties. Yeah, I'm sitting at 5 wins, and we'll see about tonight. That'll determine if I get 6 wins. You're at 3 right now.
Damn it.
Yeah, because the 2 that we tied, it was like the 3-point, the Bills one and the Vikings one. Those are the 2. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking good in spurts because Jacksonville was up big against the Eagles. Ravens were up big against the Bills.
They were.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes, man. It happens. But let's get back to these shout-outs, man. Let's get back to them. Give the people something to make them feel better about themselves today, man. I see Mikey Fig. He say DC is in the house. Shout out to my DC folk out there, baby. Let's get it. Zach, the 4499. Zach 4499 is what he says. But he's tuning in from the 207, which is Portland, Maine, baby. Shout out to Portland, Maine. And I can't forget about the homie Victor Asher, the 561, West Palm Beach, born in the 330 Youngstown. Well, hope you are well and safe down there in the Florida area, man. Obviously, we know about the situation y'all just kind of endured and everything like that. So not sure directly where you are located, but thoughts and prayers to you as well, though.
I'll say a couple here before we get to the super chats. Shoot the Rock, 563, Du Bois, Iowa. It's Kenny time.
Uh-oh.
Miles Taylor, 802. Thanks for the classic tea hookup.
Oh, no doubt. Salute you, man. And appreciate you using the promo code, which is Moats. So you get your, I believe it's 20% off with True Classic, if I remember correctly. Sometimes I be mixing these different percentages because everybody got different things. But yeah, make sure you type in that Moats when you're checking out on True Classic, man. So shout out to you for that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
those teas are nice.
They are very comfy, man.
They sent us a care package.
Yeah.
3 or 4 teas? They're pretty
Absolutely,
nice.
man. Absolutely.
Antonio Jackson, 601, Mississippi, tuning in. And this will be the last one for me.
And shout out to Antonio Jackson. Thank you, Mr. 601 Mississippi, baby. I like that. It just felt like a good Antonio. I needed to holler at right there, man. Good energy. Good
Anthony
Antonio.
Rodriguez, 717 Hershey, PA.
There it is. Let's get it. Speaking of Hershey, Lord have mercy. I don't even want to talk about all that. All right. There's some recklessness going on out here in these streets, man.
All right.
All right.
Start with these super chats.
Let's get into this thing, man. Are we ready to get into this thing? I'm going to just go ahead and throw the whole banner up. Steelers Jets recap, because I'm sure we just going to be having all type of conversations today.
Okay, first one. Camonier with some heat, 4 in a row. He says, I feel bad for Mitch, but the time is now. Hashtag KP8.
I think that's
couldn't agree more. You could see it in Mitch's face in the interview and the little press conference. That wasn't a press conference. That was just a little locker room
media
interview.
scrum. Media scrum after the game.
Yeah, you could see it in his face. Very bummed. And I even said this a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was sometime last week. Mitch got a raw deal coming in here with us drafting Pickett. But it is what it is, man. I think he needed to perform better.
I like what Cal said, man. You can feel bad for Mitch. That's cool. At the same time, he could be pissed, which is cool. But at the end of the day, he does have to continue to be professional, because in the NFL, you are literally 1 to 2 plays away from it coming right back to you. So I think for Mitch, this is something that he has to deal with. Don't take it personal. Understand the business part of it, but still remain professional. And for Kenny, you can't roll this back right now. Outside of an injury or multiple god-awful performances, you have to roll this way. And I say that not necessarily because I believe that Kenny is just this clear-cut franchise quarterback. Everything you needed to see has been proven. No, not that angle, but in the sense of the player perspective. As a player, when you see a coach going back and forth between quarterbacks, as a player, you lose your belief in both of those players as well as the coach's belief in those players, because you're asking yourself, hey, coach, how can you tell me to follow you through this burning building when you don't even know which person you want to follow? Is Mitch this week? Is Kenny this week? It can't go back, keep flipping flop, back and forth. You stick with this guy. When it was Mitch, everybody on board for the Mitch train, right, wrong, or indifferent. Now that it's Kenny, you got to ride with that right, wrong, or indifferent. And that's the approach that I think you have to take with Kenny if you're Coach Tomlin. Because as a player, I've been like literally in this situation before where you're like, man, when you keep going back and forth, you just stop believing in it. And now it makes it really hard as a team to be as efficient and as effective as you wanted to be. So, yeah, man, 100%. You got to roll with Kenny through this thing. And for Mitch, man, it's going to suck. You'll be pissed. Be pissed off. Let them know you're pissed, but still remain professional.
Okay, a couple things. With Mitch, it did seem like on the field he did keep his professionalism. Now, I didn't see it whenever I was at the game, but a couple of the little highlights that flashed across the screen whenever I was rewatching it.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Kenny's corner.
No, he was.
Like, Kenny got tackled to the sideline. He got up and was, like, kind of, like, cheering him on and looking to kind of persuade the ref. I can't remember exactly what he was doing.
No. He
but
was,
it was like,
he
hey,
was
man.
invested. He was involved. He was not a bad teammate. He voiced his opinion when he was asked about it in the locker room and simply said directly, hey, ask Coach Tomlin. He made those moves. Obviously, he's not happy, but at the end of the day, he never threw anyone under the bus. He just simply said, yo.
No, he kept it simple, but you could see the body language.
Coach. Oh, no, 100%, and rightfully so, because I feel like you have to find that balance as a player. You don't want to be too reactive, and now you get the Baker Mayfield type label, right? Oh, he's too emotional. Oh, he's too sensitive. But at the same time, you don't want to be too even kill where you're like Jay Cutler, and now they're saying, hey, you don't care.
Sure.
So for Mitch, I do think he was in that fine line of, I'm going to say the right things, but my face, my body language is going to let you know that I'm still not okay with the situation, which in this profession, that is okay. That happens a lot. You play this game long enough, you're going to be the person that's the Kenny Pickett replacing the veteran. And then you'll also be the person that's Mr. Trubisky being replaced by the younger guy. But that's a part of the professionalism. That's a part of this business. And you just got to understand how to maneuver through that thing, man.
And another thing with sticking with Pickett and having the team believe in the quarterback and not doing this whole flip-flop thing. I mean, you even heard it from some of the players after the game. Like Deontay Johnson. He was like, dude, Pickett came in there, showed the swagger. Muth, he's like, Pickett's a gamer. And then you're hearing even some other like little quotes pop up today. I think Pickett was very impressive with how he came in with the poise that he showed. Like, it was boom, boom, boom. Like, he was running the offense. And you heard him in his press conference afterwards saying, like, dude, I was prepared for this moment the whole time. I was literally preparing like I was the starter. The only problem was
absolutely.
I wasn't getting those type of reps. And I think it was clear. I mean, he was like, Coach called a good game. I went out there, and you could even see in the field. I don't know how much you could see it from the TV copy, but like he was even like calling some audibles, and you could even see him
with Pickens.
getting in people's face and stuff. It's like, I like that, man. I really like that. And you got to stick with Pickett. You 100% have to.
And those were some of the reasons why he was intriguing to draft. The moxie, the pro ready, in terms of how pro ready, we're figuring that out as it's going on. But in the sense of not feeling like the moment was going to be too big, you did see that, and that was good. Also, when we're talking about doing it on the fly, coming in mid-game, we talk about the pros and cons to that. Part of the pros are, hey, man, when you're out there in the heat like that, you don't even have time to overthink it. You don't have time as a team to get in your head. You just got to go out there and cut it loose and play. Kenny definitely did that. Now we want to see what that looks like with a full week of preparation. But this is also why I feel like you have to go ahead and make him the guy, because I don't think it's beneficial to him, Mitch, or this team if you're doing the split reps in practice. Oh, let's see who wins and we'll decide it at the end of the week. I think you do everybody a disservice if you handle it that way. I think you go ahead and say, hey, this is our guy. He's getting all the first team reps. We are fully game planning and committing to game planning around him, so that way he can have the best chance to be successful. Because at the end of the day, that's all we need is somebody out there that can continue to be successful and consistent. Now it's Kenny's turn. Hopefully he can do that.
Yeah, I really don't think it was a coincidence. He gets in the game. Boom, boom, boom. We're up 10 points. I mean, the stadium was electric. Felt like the offense was moving in a way we haven't seen since last year whenever Ben was drawing up those plays in the dirt in the fourth quarter and leading those
I figured you was going to give me some type of parallel. I was waiting on it.
You know what, though? Here's what's funny about the whole Ben parallels and stuff. Yeah. I'm actually tired already of Steeler fans I'm seeing on social media trying to compare Pickett's rookie debut or his rookie season to Ben's. I'm getting tired of it. Let this dude build his own legacy in his own career. Ben was Ben. Like, why do we got to do this whole thing? Because Pickett threw a couple picks and went out. Oh, Ben threw a pick on his second. Dude, no. Let's not do that. Let this dude build his own legacy. Pickett's Pickett. Ben was Ben. Stop trying to compare him to the GOAT.
Come on, man. This is what you even killed him the GOAT. So if he's the GOAT,
no, Ben's the GOAT.
I'm saying if Ben's the GOAT, we gotta compare everybody to the best player ever. Then that's the standard.
Let's relax, man. We had this dude for 18 years. We were so spoiled. Let Pickett build his own legacy. I think he's gonna be great. I really do. Yeah. But it's just like, dude, not every little thing do we like. Because he threw an interception, we gotta look back and Ben's debut, Peyton Manning's debut, all this stuff. Anyone with eyes could tell you, like, those picks weren't on Pickett's fault. I mean, I guess there's degrees to some of them, but like, geez, oh man, dude, it's too much. The eye test tells you Pickett's ready. Yeah. Those 2 rushing touchdowns, how we went up 10 points as soon as he gets in the game. You don't need to look at the stats, man. Pickett is one of those type of players too. You don't need to look at the stats, just like Ben. I don't care if you throw 2 or 3 picks. I believe in you in the second half. You're gonna come through with a win somehow, some way. And that's how I feel about Pickett.
All right.
Well, I guess I did compare a little bit of Pickett to Ben there. Huh?
What?
It's more or less just talking about having a guy.
Yeah.
And Ben was the guy for us. So I guess I see why that's the easy comparison and why it's just kind of rolling off my tongue like that. But I think Pickett's that type of dude. You could feel it in the stadium, even in the second half. I know we lost the game, but it felt like all was well. We got our leader. He's going to take care of business.
All right.
Kyle Monier. Prayers to the family of the fan who died yesterday.
Yeah,
Rest
that was
in peace.
nuts, bro. That's nuts, man.
Also says, when is Calvin Austin coming back?
This is the week where he's supposed to be available. We shall see now. We shall see. I have not heard anything official just yet, but Coach Simon will speak tomorrow. So I'm sure somebody's going to ask him about that because, Calvin Austin and I think DeMonte Casey, he's either this week or next week for Casey as well in terms of being able to get ready to come off of that IR time frame. So hopefully we'll be hearing about both of these guys.
Better Steeler career, Gunnar or Jacoby Jones? Last one from Kyle Monier.
Ah, man. I mean, we're only 3 games up for Gunnar, or 4 games up for Gunnar right now. Jeez.
Oh, man. Dude.
Yeah. I'm going to wait. Yeah.
What did Jacoby Jones do that was bad?
I don't remember. I think he only had 1 season here, right?
Well,
was it a full season?
That might be your answer if we can't remember him doing anything bad. Gunner's already got 2 fumbles in his first 4 games. This is absurd.
Yeah.
I saw someone in the comments saying, where are the Sims chants like people are calling for Kenny? I'm not against them, dude. Like, we can't be having these fumbles.
Yeah, this has been a little uncharacteristic. Now, this one was obviously with him trying to make defenders miss and extend plays and stuff like that on the return, but Yeah, him putting the ball on the ground now for a second time. Now, granted, we were able to recover. Shout out to your boy Pierre Island. But yeah, as a whole, man, he definitely has to do better holding that rock, man, because I don't care how good you are with the ball in your hands. If we got to worry about possession, this goes back to the Deontay Johnson conversation after his rookie year when he was running back kicks. It's like, yes, we know you're electric with the ball, but if we have to have concerns about you maintaining possession, that is your first job as a returner, is to secure the possession part of it. So, yeah, Gunner going to have to step that up ASAP. I would not be surprised if you start seeing them doing some of that stuff like that, switching guys out back there, because it is hard to feel confident when you've seen this happen twice now in a short span of time.
Okay, next one, EW. Well, actually, funny thing about the whole Gunner and the punt return scenario, because that was literally the play before Pickett got in.
Yes.
Coming into the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down at the concourse. I actually met up with Dom.
Shout out to Dom, absolutely,
and,
man.
Jets got the ball back first. They punted. Gunner fumbled and everything.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what's going on being down there. I can't, see who's warming up or anything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they're cheering after this Gunner fumble when we recovered. I'm like,
why?
Bro, I'm more pissed at Gunner. Why the hell are we cheering about us recovering a punt that should have never been on the ground in the first place?
Yeah.
Look up. Pickett's in.
He's in.
Oh, shit. It's Pickett time. The place was going wild.
Yeah, it definitely was. No, man. And, no, that was the big shift, though, regardless of what was happening. Because for me, man, from my perspective, I was down there, obviously, first half, even late into that third quarter. I felt like in that first half, it was just dead. Even before the offense took the field, it was just no energy. Whether it was predetermined, whatever we want to call, nobody was trying to have any type of emotion out there for what was going on. Then once Kenny does start to jog on the field, everybody perked back up. If that's what it takes for the fans to get back committed, great. But whatever it is, we do need that type of energy going forward, regardless of who's on the field, because there is a difference, as you said it yourself, right?
100%.
Across the team, the energy has to be there, but who provides that energy? That's on the fan base right there in that situation, man. So hopefully now, no more excuses about why they want to cheer or not cheer. Now, can we get back to cheering? Por favor.
Who the hell's this? MX? I don't know what their name is.
I
cut it off
think it was
on
one
my
in front. Actually, I got one ahead of you. I got EW.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to read this one.
Okay,
I said EW, and then I didn't read it.
I was like, I think we said EW, right?
My bad. Watching yesterday's Space Talk was painful. Fake fans everywhere. Stay up. Things aren't as bad as they may seem. There's much football yet to be played.
Oh, yeah, Deke. They was on the doom and gloom. The season is over. They were there. We're drafting. This is Thomas' first losing season. Told you Kenny wasn't it. He's terrible. We're like, bro.
Kenny's not it.
Like, they were there. Everybody was there,
If someone has that takeaway from yesterday's game, I don't know what they're seeing.
Well, think about this, Deke, before you get on your armor and everything like that. You have to remember, the people that were bringing that up, we're bringing it up in the context of, hey, when Mitch threw picks, it was the season's over. It's doom and gloom. So they were kind of on their element of, hey, 3 picks is 3 picks, no excuses. That element of it.
Hit dude's hands.
Well,
the Muth one,
like
here's what I'll say. The Muth one, probably not the wisest decision. Probably not. Still hit his hands, though.
Okay.
Claypool, make a play. The last one, it was a Hail Mary trying to win the game with, 5 seconds left, 6 seconds left.
But that's a lot of context. But that context is missing at times when it's comparing contrast. That's all.
What are we talking about? With Mitch's pick, too?
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
People being... hold on. What are we talking about? People were pissed about Pickett's picks?
Yeah. And because, not just the picks, but because of how you just went there and was like, oh, it wasn't him, it wasn't him, it wasn't him.
I didn't even say that about Mitch's, though. I mean, that hit Deontay's hands.
Of course, now. But think before
that
you...
did get tipped by the defensive lineman,
But before all of that, hindsight 2020, now that's the reaction. In stadium, when that interception happened to Deontay, that was not the perception. That was not the feeling. So I understand in this context, yes, now, oh, yeah. That wasn't on Mitch either because it's beneficial for the Kenny Pickett crowd. That's what people were on yesterday in that context.
I'm still confused.
Well, we figured that would be the case.
No, wait, so hold on. But I'm saying, all right, you have the Kenny Pickett people.
Think about this. Now, 24 hours later, that's the response because we've seen Kenny do it as well. Whereas in stadium, when the Mitch pick happened, before there was ever a Kenny Pickett coming out there on the field, that was not the perception that, oh, man, that's just on Deontay.
Yeah, but that's here's my thing. That's not Pickett people, right?
Yes, it is. It is.
But then why would Pickett people be pissed at Pickett afterwards? Am I wrong?
You're not hearing it because you're trying to get defensive. It's not
I'm
a
not at all.
defensive thing. It's all good.
No, I'm not.
It's
That's
all
why
good.
that's why I'm confused about.
It's all good, baby. Hey, it's all good.
Okay, we'll move on. I'm
Don't worry
I'm still
about
not
it.
understanding.
I figured you wouldn't. There are a lot of people that don't understand that disconnect in terms of the context for both
But
parties.
here's my
That's all.
thing is that I feel like the people that would be shitting on Mitch for the pick would be Pickett supporters, so they wouldn't be shitting on Pickett over the picks.
That's what I just said.
But you said there was a lot of people shitting on Pickett about the picks.
No, bro, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Are those Mitch people shitting on Pickett?
You're going to confuse yourself trying to figure it
No,
out.
I just said it, right?
Sure, sure, bro. Yeah.
So who's shitting on Pickett about the pick?
Nobody did. Don't worry. You're good, bro.
I'm just trying to understand.
I'm about to say, you about to make my head hurt trying to explain that again. Like, Lord.
Okay, we got MX. Did I finish that EW comment?
I think so. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, because it was more, like I said, it was about the negative people yesterday in terms of the doom and gloom.
Right.
And that element of it. And like we said, it was like either the season is over or it was on Kenny because of the picks, or you had the crowd where it was like, hey, man, everything was perfect because it was Kenny out there, and now we're going to win the Super Bowl. But the context was missing in certain elements.
I like the framework of this team going forward,
You
both
should.
on offense
Absolutely.
and for defense.
Absolutely.
Because one of my main things for defense, like I still think the defense played solid. We just couldn't get off the field on these third and long opportunities we kept giving the Jets. But
Inconsistencies.
that's what I liked about the defense. We kept putting the Jets in tough spots, but
Absolutely.
Zach Wilson, 99 overall, and his luckiness yesterday and escapability, just pulling shit out of his ass. I'm being serious. It was unbelievable.
It was crazy.
But then
It was
also Arthur
definitely
Mallett got cooked on a couple plays, and our coverage just wasn't up to snuff when we needed it.
And pass rush wise, when we were winning, we weren't getting Zach Wilson down either. That was also part of this thing too. But when we talk about Arthur Mallett,
Alex Highsmith could have had like 3 sacks.
Absolutely. And when we talk about Arthur Mallett, also context wise, that was two faceted. That was Akello Witherspoon not being available, and that was also losing Terrell Edmonds in the game also.
I forgot
because
about that.
now it forces you to do what? When you have Akello out there, Akello and Levi become your outside corners. Cam Sutton bumps into the inside. Arthur Mallett comes off the field. When you want to go dime and you go with your extra safety, you bring Trey Norwood out there. You still got Edmonds and Minka back there. All right. But now when you lose Akello, now you can't do that with your corners because Levi got to stay outside. Cam Sutton stays outside. So now Mallett comes in there and plays more. You lose Edmonds. Now you can't go to that 3 safety look either. And now you're stuck having Norwood out there playing deep. So those are some of the context of why Arthur Mallett was out there kind of struggling, so to speak, because they did start to pick on him. But that's a part of those two injuries in the personnel groupings kind of being stuck. And for the Jets, they just were able to identify that later on in the game. First half, they were trying to figure it out. But that second half, once they started to identify, hey, if we go over here and this offense personnel grouping, that's going to make the Steelers play this grouping, and we're going to get this matchup right here. That's what they were doing. I mean, it was a good job by them, but that was a byproduct of those two guys being out for that second half.
Yeah, because I didn't even think Zach Wilson played that good until those final 2 drives.
Yeah.
Literally.
It was very inconsistent, man. Very inconsistent.
I saw his stat line whenever I was rewatching it today. At one point, he was like 8 for 22 or like 8 for 23.
Yes. It was bad at times.
I was surprised because of how it finished. It felt like he played better than what some type of stat line would say in the middle of the game like that. I was like, holy crap. Yeah, he really wasn't that good outside of those final 2 drives.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
MX. I don't know what his. Like I said,
like
my
Z-Sizzle?
my screenshot shut
I think
it off.
Yeah, Z-Sizzle.
Cut it off.
Yeah.
Are we feeling Pickett gets the nod on Sunday? Yeah.
It has to be. Yeah, it has to be.
All right, next one. Let me know if I'm off on this
Shit,
or
let's
not.
go. You there, right? I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
AB showed more
Let's
D
go.
than the Steelers on Sunday.
Hey, bro, y'all wildin'.
Is there any
Y'all
more
wildin'.
defense for that
Y'all
man?
wildin', bro. Y'all wildin'. Did you check the tape?
No. I mean, you see the screenshot over Twitter though.
He said, no, I ain't checking that tape. You want to check the tape? You don't want no context on that?
Nah. Well,
sure?
AB was trying to defend himself.
He tried. He tried.
He said they ran away with his trunks.
Deke. Being that
He said the script would be flipped if it was the other way around with a female and a man.
Deke, I feel bad that at times I have to research. I had to check the tape, Deke. I ain't want to check the tape.
Oh, so AB's in the right, you're saying?
I ain't say that either, Deke. I saw what he said. I saw what the tape was. I saw the response of the hotel. The hotel asked him to leave. The tape didn't look like this young lady was doing anything of, hey, I want this, I want you. But that could have been that clip. But just based on what we saw and based on the hotel themselves saying that, hey, AB, you got to go, something ain't adding up. But I wasn't there. I definitely wasn't there. Just want to throw that out there. Deke, you weren't there either, right? I kept my shorts on in any pool I've been in. All right? I'm just don't. Well, except that one time, wife, but that's different. That's different, all right? But other than that, I keep my pants on in the pool, all right, D? So, yes, hopefully AB will, figure that thing out going forward. But, whew, my man's on one.
I don't know if there's any defense for AB anymore. Huh?
Bro, that's... I was just like, just when we thought he was finally, like, quiet.
He's finding his niche. He's got his dance
He got
going.
his dance. Everything is good. It's like, AB, why? Why, bro? Why? Now, granted, they did say this was in May, I think it was.
Yeah, why
the
hell this is coming out right now?
But you also got to think of it in the context of, with a story like this, I'm sure all parties involved were making sure they were researching to have all their ducks in a row before this information came out. And it was in a different country as well, because it was in Dubai. So all that context does matter. But yeah, man, you got to stop with this stuff, bro. He's wilding. He's wilding, bro.
All right, we got Black Lavender.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember my dono yesterday, but I'm still listening to Marvin's Room. She had the nerve to post a pic of the MF congratulating him.
So check this out, bro. In the middle of the space talk, because like I said, it was a lot of doom and gloom going on. Now I'm over here, hey, bro, you got to be optimistic. There's reasons for hope for all parties involved, man, in this situation. But my man tells me he has a different reason of why this loss hurts for him. He said not only did we lose to the Jets, but a young lady that he was involved with was in a physically intimate relationship with one of the New York Jets defensive linemen during the OTA period. So then I say, well, it happens.
This is Black Lavender?
Yes.
It's him?
I believe it was him. If I remember
I know Black Lavender.
So
he's in my Twitch stream.
So I was like, bro, I was like, yo, don't trip, man. It's all good. Like, hey, man. That might have been his time, but you can always get it down the line. And he says, bro, he's 6'6", 300. There's no coming back from that. The damage is already done. And I kind of caught what he was referring to. And I was like, well, you know what? Maybe it's better off that you're not with her anymore. But
just move on.
Yeah. I was like, I could understand why that loss would hurt in multiple ways like that. And that's why he's saying she had the nerve to post a pic of the young man congratulating him for the war. Yeah, that's kind of tough right there. You just go ahead and block her and just focus on yourself. Just focus on yourself, man, because that's a rough situation right there, man.
All right, Steeler Nation on fire. That Hail Mary could have been a touchdown. Can he put too much power in that throw?
Are we really? I think maybe he's joking. Is he? I liked George Pickens. He was over there, but it's a Hail Mary. Are we really dictate?
He's definitely joking.
We can't overcoach that. This is a Hail Mary throw, right?
He's pumping up Pickett's arm strength.
Yeah, okay. I'm about to say because it looked good, but yeah.
Yeah, that was more of a compliment on Pickett's arm
I was
strength.
like, man, we can't be over critiquing a Hail Mary throw now.
Jared Smith, other than the 3 interceptions, 2 not necessarily his fault. KP8 looked good. I feel bad for Mitch, though. Hopefully this is the spark the team needed for the season. Hopefully injuries don't kill us.
Yeah, man. You hit it right on the head right there, honestly. We can't have the injuries killing us, which we are experiencing a little bit more of that injury bug. But we did see the spark, and that can't be understated, regardless of personal opinions on it. It's like, spark was there, productivity was there, and it did get us a lead. At the end of the day, we all, for 4 quarters, have to continue to play like that. And that's the part, we will see what this team looks like going forward. But, yeah, all those things you just said right there, I ain't got nothing to knock on that. Absolutely.
Nan to Ito.
Is it Nanzito? Yeah.
Moats, do you think the time of possession, how long the D is on the field, will significantly improve if KP8 gets the nod and a full week of practice?
Does it improve? I don't know. I feel like that's like a loaded question. I guess like in a vacuum, sure. But even this game right here, it was still pretty even. Yeah, but I think on both sides of this field, man, defensively, yesterday I don't chalk that up to, they were tired because they were playing too many snaps. I know we like to say that because that was part of the narrative of putting it on the offense, stuff like that. But I still look at this defense and say, no, on third down, possession down, especially on 3rd and longs, you got to execute better.
Bad.
It's that simple.
It was bad in the second half.
We can paint the narrative however we want to paint it, first half, second half, and things like that. But at the end of the day, they just have to execute better. They have to play better. But we also have to remember the injury context that we talked about. I broke it down in terms of the DB injury situation, but also the TJ Watt situation. When we're asking different interior D linemen to play at DN, you're going to have some of the gap issues in terms of how they fit runs. And that was also a large part of why the Jets were able to sustain some of those drives with their running game, why they were able to have some of those runs like they were about to spit. And you're just like, bro, how are they still getting that type of yardage right now? It was a part of just guys not being in their right gaps. But when you're asking guys to go from something that they play full time to now do something that you're only doing part of the time, the little intricacies, the little details are going to be missing. And that's what they run into at times. And it doesn't just affect that D end when they're taking a Cam Hayward or DeMarvin Lee Allen, putting them out there. It also affects these inside linebackers as well and their fits. So that's something that they're trying to figure out. But that is largely because of no TJ Watt. When you miss a TJ Watt, man, it's layers to this thing, man. It's not just the pass rush. It's not just the ability to get sacks. It's this run game. It's the identity of the defense. And it's just the structure of it as well. Right now, we're asking those interior D linemen to do things that they're not traditionally asked to do. But that's when you lose to TJ Watt, man. You got to do some of these things right now.
Steve Emmons has joined the upper room.
Hey, shout out to Steve Hibbins and welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, baby.
Fisher Momentum says, what's good, guys?
What's
Hope y'all are
good?
okay after Sunday.
No, likewise, man. Likewise. And Deke ain't show up on what was it, 9:30? 9:30 Ambition the Kid, bro.
I told you, I golfed.
Come on, man.
Need some sleep.
Come on, man. Well, you know, I also forgot that I did have the homecoming situation with my daughter.
Yeah, how'd the weekend play out?
I didn't kill anybody. So you know what? I chalked that up as a major victory for yours truly.
Not in jail.
Yeah, I'm not in jail. I small victories for me. I don't set crazy high expectations. I just leave it right there. Moats, when you wake up on Monday morning, let's not wake up incarcerated. Okay? So I survived. So we're good, man. But no, in all seriousness, everything was good. My daughter looked lovely. You know, I was very proud of how beautiful my baby looked. Even though that was part of the reason why I was like, oh, God, I want to kill everybody because she looks so beautiful. You know, but it was all good. The young man was very respectable, even though he did serve me, bro.
Huh?
He served me. He walked in, was like,
Sir Moats.
Hi, Mr. Moats. Yes, sir.
You've been knighted.
Yes, sir, Mr. Moats. Yes, sir. 100. I was like, oh. And I verbatim, I did say, hey, bro, I ain't no fed and you ain't no narc. Like, bro, don't serve me. I'm good. Like, I was not feeling that all the way. It could have just been the situation.
What do you want him to call you?
I don't know.
Mr. Moats?
Don't you call me anything.
Arthur?
I wanted to say, don't you call me anything. But then I was like, no. Hi, you can just call me Arthur.
Really?
My name is Arthur. Yep. I just left it at that, man.
Not Moats?
No.
Too informal?
Nah.
Yeah, you want some distance in between.
Absolutely.
Only your boys can call you just Moats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or other names, you know what I'm saying? But for you, Arthur.
Sure.
Arthur. Yes.
Chase
But it was
Grieve.
cool, though. It was cool, though. It was a vibe.
Only one pick was Pickett's fault. Watch us beat the Bills this week. Sorry, Moats. Pickett eating dubs. Now Pickett to Pickens, really connection like AB and Ben.
There we go.
The connection is clear and obvious. I mean, let's not do the whole Ben and AB thing, but I was loving what Pickett and Pickens were doing. There was how many completion? Was it 2, maybe 3? 2 of them were nice. The sideline ball where like hits Pickens, right? It's almost like he just turns around.
Yes.
It's right
the
there.
The report was there on the
backwards.
back shoulder. Absolutely.
The coverage was right there too. Absolute dime. And then the other one where he threw the little fade ball.
Yes.
It wasn't in the red zone. It was like in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Pickens comes down with it. Nice little jump body catch.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was another one, but Pickens just had a good game overall. He was catching some stuff from Mitch.
The other
too.
one was the like 25 or 27 yarder early from Mitch in that second quarter time frame.
There's one across the middle. Yeah.
No, but Pickens, man, he was on one, man. But I definitely
He's the guy, man.
And also when you're talking about that back shoulder throw, check the tape. That's also Kenny making communication with him as well. I did like that part. So when you're talking about some of that pre-snap leadership,
that's
one of the
ones.
Absolutely.
You saw him. He went over to him like doing this shit.
Yes.
I'm like, damn.
So
dude.
that is something that is really impressive when you're talking about why you should feel optimism. Why the season isn't over, why it's not doom and gloom, those type of things right there. But like you said, we got to see it now for 4 quarters. We want that to expand upon. And it's not just on Kenny. It's not just on this O-line. It's not just on these receivers. It's also on Matt Canada. But once again, we can see his progression. We can see his improvements with both of these guys out there. So once again, we're all going in the right direction. But when we say time, that's the part that you can't cheat in this process. That's the part that you can't get ahead of. The time that is going to take, the growing pains it's going to take, the up and downs potentially that we're going to experience as a team, which we've seen through these first 4 weeks. You're not going to be able to skip that process. But now, hopefully, we can all go forward with that understanding and all in full support of the team. That's the goal. That's the goal.
James Panzarello. Nah, he threw in double coverage, so 2 on him. He's talking about the one to Claypool. Dude, there's people out there talking about, okay, maybe he could have thrown it more to the left so Claypool could chase it down. I don't know. Does the defensive back maybe cut that off then? All I know is he threw it in a spot where Claypool could have easily, not easily made a play, just make a play on it. It hit his hands. Claypool's what, 6'4", 6'5". There's a 5'9" defender.
Mm-hmm.
Reach it at its highest point. I feel like Claypool should have made a play. And he did his whole like kind of jump, but he's leaning back a little bit and stuff. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Didn't we get the ball? Didn't Minka pick it off like
it was like
the
2
next
plays
series?
later, yeah.
Yeah, it was balled online, so whatever. So that pick wasn't even consequential anyway. But it wasn't on Pickett. I don't view it that way. Matthew Gisner, from behind enemy lines. Hate saying it, but the loss is one on the defense. Have a good show. Got to get back to work.
I don't agree with it being on the defense. We don't go up 10 without the defense getting the pick, running it back to the 4-yard line either. So I get it. They got to be better. They got to be more consistent, but we can't put it completely on them because they did have their role in terms of why we were successful as well. But I think as a whole, man, all 3 phases, they got to be more consistent. Whether you're talking offensively with the receivers, we can pick and choose who was at fault on these plays. At the end of the day, can you throw better in terms of your reads, in terms of the ball placement? Sure. Can you ask these guys to make better plays if we think that they should be elite? Sure. So you can put that however we want to put it. But either way, they got to be better. This offensive line, they got to be more consistent. It can't be, all right, versus certain players in certain weeks we look really good and we got all the time in the world. Then versus this Jets unit, it's not just them running some of their regular pass rush games that they're known for. You got Carl Lawson over here looking like the Carl Lawson from Cincinnati. That hasn't been what he's looked like on tape, but that's a part of the inconsistencies with the offensive line. Defensively, at times we get in pressure. At times we get the guy down. Then it's times where the pressure is non-existent. There's times where we can't get a guy down to save our life. And we're like, well, this is Zach Wilson. This isn't Ben Roethlisberger, Prime Cam Newton, Josh Allen, or any of these dudes.
I saw some Twitter comment saying he
Like,
still had too much lube over him from meeting up with the MILFs.
They wilded.
That was pretty funny.
But like for me, I'm sitting here like, yo, when did Zach Wilson become this like ultra elusive, you can't get him down
he does
quarterback?
have some ability.
Some, but not to.
Especially if he's got that lube on.
Yesterday, he looked like Lamar Jackson / Mike Vick out that thing, man.
Unreal.
Like, it was crazy.
Oh, he recovered that one fumble,
like,
too.
How?
We had 2 guys
Come
there.
on,
How did
man.
he get it?
How?
He, like, picked it up
How?
clean, one hand,
Right.
not even, like, got himself dirty.
That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. I'm like, yo, when is this? But inconsistencies from us. When you talk about our secondary, at times we look the lead out there, man. We getting turnovers, man. We're getting hands on footballs. Receivers can't get open. And then we got times where Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore out that thing looking like the second coming of T.O. and Randy Moss. You're like, bro, what is this situation? So the inconsistency as a whole is where we got to be better. And I don't want to forget my specialists as well. Even my dog Baj, you hit from 59 into the open end, and then you turn around and kick it out of bounds. It's like
that's forgivable though. After hitting a 59
fair,
yarder,
but it's still inconsistent. So when we're
talking, the other one was like 51, 52.
Yes,
right?
But when we're talking about this team and winning and going forward and why accountability matters, it can't be that's forgivable. This is okay. That's not okay, because now the inconsistency becomes allowed. And when we're watching this team and we're saying, hey, why are we sitting here at 1-3? And especially when you could really make a case legitimately, they should be 3-1 because the Jets and the Patriots team is still no way that they should have lost those games.
Nope.
When you go back and check the tape, it boils down to the inconsistencies. And how do you improve upon that? That takes the players being more disciplined. That takes the coaching staff being more on them in those elements. But that's the missing link to me right now, man, as we're watching this team and while we're asking, man, how do we lose to a Jets team when you was up 10 in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left? How do you lose to a Patriots team when in that game we had a lead? Like, it's that type of stuff right now, but we got to just be more consistent. We got to hold you guys more accountable.
You're right, though, about the injuries on defense. I forgot about Terrell Edmonds going out in the middle of the game.
That matters, man.
But then also not having Witherspoon, that hurts the secondary.
Absolutely.
We knew we weren't going to have T.J. Watt, but no Witherspoon and Terrell Edmonds. That doesn't help. But again, you still all the signs being there of us getting the pressure on the Jets, getting them into tough situations. It's just one of those things where it's football. Shit happens. It's like, because some of those throws, even the one that I think it was Zach Wilson's first touchdown. Out of those final 2 drives.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where he threw it and it whizzed right by Minka.
Oh,
I was like, I think Zach Wilson actually probably said shit as he's throwing it because he thinks Minka's gonna pick it. But ultimately, it was a good throw.
Yeah. So the way I saw it, it looked like they were trying to play cover 3, but they were either cover 3 or have a cover 1 with Minka being the robber. But it was a game between Minka and Arthur Mollett. Of Arthur Mollett showing down by the line of scrimmage as if he was going to be that hook defender or playing man-to-man on that receiver. Minka's in the middle of the field. Post-snap, Minka is darting down there while Mollett opens up to replace Minka in the middle of the field. And that's why when you see Zach Wilson cut that throw, it looks like Minka should be about there to get that pick. But I just think timing-wise, where he was pre-snap with his depth, that was why he wasn't able to get that play. I just looked at it as Zach Wilson making the read of saying, hey, they're trying to see who's faster. Minka Fitzpatrick jumping this route or my arm getting that ball there first. And I just thought it was one of them throws where it was like, my arm is better than your ability. And sometimes you do got to tip your cap to them dudes for that. But that's kind of how I read that play right there, man. I like the idea, though, from Minka and Arthur Mollett, because disguise-wise, if you catch that quarterback late or if that quarterback does not throw that ball as soon as he does, that's a pick 6. Because Minka's jumping that route. He's designed. He's seeing it. The only reason why he's not lined up over there pre-snap is because he's trying to bait you to do it. But it was just a heck of a throw by Zach Wilson, just being like, you know what, my arm is better.
Minka almost had one.
Yeah, he did.
One-handed. I can't remember what Wilson was trying to do, if it was just a throwaway or something.
I thought the one where I think it was Miles Jack, Miles Jack is in coverage on the guy. I can't remember if he tipped it or what, but it ends up falling, and Minka's like jetting over there about to get it. I thought he was going to take that one to the crib. Yeah. Because I'm like, if he catches
Minka could have had 3.
Yeah, I was like, if he catches that's to the house. Yeah.
All right, let me know if I'm off on any of these. Next one is Nanzito again? No, we did that one.
Yes.
Fish Momentum. No.
No, hold on.
I already did that one.
From behind the lines. Hold on. See, I thought we were on Young Rico. What do you guys see our record as? I think.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, wait, what about these guys? James Panzarello? Non throwing to double coverage. No, but then, okay, Matthew Gisner. Nope, we're right. Young Rico. I think we're right.
It has been a lot of y'all, so shout out to each and every one of y'all, man.
Matthew Gisner was before Young Rico? Am I wrong?
Well, because they got multiple ones, but the Young Rico that I see is the one that says, what do you guys?
Yeah, I got it. What do you guys see our record as going into the bye? I say 2-6, being optimistic.
2-6. I don't know.
Everyone's talking about the gauntlet.
Yeah,
I give 2 shits about the gauntlet. All these teams are beatable. We can win them.
I haven't looked into it like that. I just think you take one game at a time, man. We can create a doomsday scenario. You can create the most happy-go-lucky, optimistic scenario, because that's what it's going to come down to today. If we're talking about it, if you're highly optimistic about Kenny coming in and being the savior, well, you're going to think that they're going to run the table. If you're thinking he's not the answer, then you're going to think they're going to lose all those games. If you're in the middle, you might find them in between somewhere. But, that's kind of how it is with that. To me, I don't think this is going to be the end all, or I don't think it's going to be just this great, hey, everything is perfect now and going forward. But I also never thought that this was a one-person fixed either. And that's something for me that I've always been consistent with in that vein. So I don't change that now that it's Kenny out there. I still think that this team has multiple things that they have to improve upon and do it more consistently. But the beauty is all of their issues are in-house in terms of what they can
the
fix.
Jets and Patriots game are on.
Right. It's not like we're looking out here saying, man, we're not good enough. We don't have the personnel. We don't have the staff. We don't have this. We don't have that. That's not the case. Nah. What we're saying is we have to do these things more consistently. We've already put them on tape. We've already shown that we could do it in all 3 phases at multiple points in times for over various games. But the consistency is the difference, and that's the part where, regardless of who it is, they got to do that going forward, man.
AT?
Yeah, shout out to AT.
Claypool needs to go. We need to drag Hayden out of retirement, and we need to go shopping for some free agents.
How you feel about that, man? They was ready to fire Claypool yesterday, man. They was not feeling him at all.
No, we stick with Claypool unless we can get someone like a Roquan Smith in here for a trade. Nah, we'll stick with him. I still want to see what this receiving core can look in its full fruition with Pickens, Claypool, Deontay. Now that we got Pickett out there, maybe we see some Calvin Austin here in the future. Want to see what it looks like. But we are seeing some of the same stuff with Claypool.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like he could have came down with that. And then Hayden out of retirement. Let's see when Witherspoon's back. That's aggressive right now.
I was like, yo, that's
aggressive.
really aggressive, man.
It's aggressive right now. If Witherspoon was out for the season, sure. Is
But
Hayden ready, though? Because he just retired,
Yeah.
so I'm sure he's living it up a little bit right now.
I was gonna say it's a hammy, man. It's a hammy, so it's not season ending, hopefully. And hopefully, it wasn't a complete pull, so maybe he'll be back sooner rather than later. But obviously, we'll get an update on that with Coach Tomlin this week. But yeah, that was really aggressive. He said, man, we just go ahead and switch this whole roster up right now, man. No, but with Claypool, man, once again, none of these things are new in terms of his inconsistencies with his 50-50 balls. That's a part of who he is. That's a part of his game having to improve. Deontay Johnson, when it pertains to just consistently catching with his hands, that's a part of his game that he has to keep working on to improve. But these aren't new things, but it is frustrating when they continue to pop up. But you also have to remember, man, in terms of when we talk about progress, when we talk about guys improving, it isn't always going to be this linear thing of, oh, they put it to rest for 4 games, we'll never see this issue pop up again. That's not how it works. I mean, you just think about it in our personal lives, right? We all have things that we keep saying, man, we're going to get better at this, we're going to get better at that. But we still revert back to it at times, and we have to be, reminded, and we make our corrections to it. Same concept with some of these guys, man. We hope that it can become even more minuscule and more minimized, but that's just a part of who he is right now, man. But I still think we're a better team with Claypool than without Claypool.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'd be bummed if he was
injured. Absolutely, man. And actually, let me hop in here real quick before we keep going, because I did forget that we got to pay some bills today, man. You know what I'm saying? It is fresh ball season. Shout out to my October babies out there. But more importantly, today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And for my gentlemen out there, as we talked about before, man, we know the pumpkin spice latte crew, they're out there and they're on the hunt. Well, you don't want to be caught a little too hurry for the situation, all right? So the best way to make sure that you are not prepared is to be prepared. And the way to be prepared is by getting that Lawnmower 4.0 and all of the awesome products that Manscaped has for your personal hygiene and care. All right. And as we always say, when we do talk about anybody up here, we got promo codes for you. So for this one, promo code is Moats. You use that, you get 20% off along with free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. So stop wasting time. Cop the Lawnmower 4.0, use this promo code, and trust me when I tell you, your dangly twins and their friends will be greatly appreciative of you, player. All right. Now we're good. Make sure I ain't want to forget that, you know. I be forgetting sometimes, bro. I said I ain't going to forget today. Not today.
Good timing.
Yeah.
Squanchy, why was Mitch so trash? Was he just scared?
Once again, I don't necessarily believe he was trash yesterday, especially in that second quarter. You look at the first drive that he was able to get going on down there, the one where he hits George Pickens, moves the ball well, and I like how that drive ended. The second one, I believe that's when he hits Freiermuth in the middle of the field, ends up throwing the pass to Deontay, which I thought in stadium was a touchdown. It looked like it. That would have been a dime of a throw. Just obviously wasn't able to get both feet down. But in that vein, those would have been 2 scoring drives. Those would have been 2 momentum shifting drives. And then you still get the crazy fluky, well, not fluky, because Carl Lawson did actually smash him at the end of that, the Hail Mary before the half ended to ultimately give Boz the opportunity for the 59-yarder. So he was a sacrificial lamb in that element as well. But either way, man, it is what it is.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I didn't think Mitch was terrible in the first half, but I just felt like it was more of the same story. It wasn't on him completely on him that the offense was struggling. Parts of it was on him. He showed flashes, made some nice throws, but got 3 points outside of that 59-yard field goal. So it's like, dude, it's been more of the same. And I'm happy Tomlin made the switch. I was not expecting it at all.
You said you weren't?
Hell no. Were you?
No, it
I
wasn't.
mean, we did the whole
No, it
TJ
definitely
versus
wasn't.
Pickett. Who's going to see the field?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be TJ. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to, because here's my thing. It was more of the same, and up to this point, that same has been tolerated. Mitch has continued to be the starter from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. So I didn't think it was really going to change. But hey, man, we got that spark.
And this is also the part that's going to be interesting going forward as well, because we have to remember, we've never seen this coaching staff handle this type of situation before. But this is what I mean. Early on, what was the narrative? We are not going to be hyper overreactive one way or the other. In that moment, though, it did come off as a little bit knee-jerk of reaction. It came off as a little bit based on what he had been saying these first couple of games. And in that moment, and granted, I don't fault Coach Tom because, hey, man, he's trying to win a game. So less about who he cares about personally and things like that. When you're trying to win a game, you're going to do whatever it takes. So if that means pulling a guy, if that means, hey, this guy's going to give me more energy for the team, regardless if I think he's better or not, let's go with it. And I think that's what he did, which is fine. But once again, it's like, man, that's a big deal. That's a big move. But it was very, like I said, knee-jerky in that sense, because up until that moment, like you said, he was very strong in his stance on Mitch is our quarterback. We're not even thinking about that. That's what they said. I think it was a week ago.
I think it goes back to what you said at the beginning, though. He's got to say that.
Yeah.
Because if you are wavering, hey, we're thinking about it.
I
What's
can't
the
trust
team
you.
thinking?
Right. I can't trust you 100%. So
maybe he was thinking about it more than what he let on.
Yeah, but that's why for me it was like, I want to see going forward how they continue to respond, because right now, let's see. All right, we're hoping that Kenny comes out there and lights it up, because we need to get back winning first and foremost. And if that does happen, well, that makes this an easy transition. We don't have to worry about how this coaching staff is going to handle it. But we know there's two sides to everything. So if there is a scenario where he does struggle and he is going through some growing pains, how patient is this team while they're still trying to win games? Because that's the other part that I think some fans feel like, because we've made the switch at quarterback, they're not trying to still win games. It's a rebuild. Obviously, Deontay Johnson said that, and people are, oh, man, this is crazy. It's a rebuild season. We don't rebuild in Pittsburgh.
I think people are taking that out of context a little bit. I think what he's talking about is like, we got a new guy in house outside of Ben. You know what I mean?
However we want to put it, but that's what he said, and we know people going to run with it however they want to run with it. But even with that, they're still trying to win these games. So we're going to see, all right, you made this switch now. Are you willing to commit to it, even if it does get rocky at a point in time? But that's the part we're going to have to see. We just got to give them the benefit of the doubt, because we, don't have reasons to not trust them just yet. But this is going to be interesting, man, as we go forward.
Stan Clair, imagine not being able to win on Don't Bring Your Mom to Game Day. Huh?
Remember, man, because the Cougar Hunter was down there, bro. So a lot of people left their mamas at the crib and their mama's friends at the crib, and then the Cougar Hunter still was able to get out of that stadium.
So he's saying Zach Wilson's nickname is Don't Bring Your Mom to Game Day?
Yeah, man.
I did warn everyone.
Yeah, you did.
Hide your moms.
Come on, bro.
Hide your MILFs.
It's the truth, bro.
Mom's friends.
It's
Gilfs.
the truth, bro. Whoa. It's the truth.
Steve Hibbins. Kenny really brought energy back into the game, but we need more people to step up too. Claypool needs to catch those balls.
Yeah, across the board. It's never been about just one person this season. And I know for me, like I said, that's something that I've continued to try to preach, and I will keep preaching this. But that's the case, man. It's multiple people that have to just play more consistently. Once they start doing that as a team, we will start seeing these wins. But that is also a byproduct of what this team is right now. That's the difference between being a good team and a not so good team. When you have the piece like we have, but we don't necessarily have, well, we'll find out. But in the sense of, hey, man, this ultra outlier at quarterback that above anything, he gets you out of stadiums. Until you find that out, or until you find that person, you have to operate understanding that, hey, man, our margin of error is tight. So we can't lose the turnover battle. Regardless of who is at fault, we can't do that. What did we do yesterday? We had 4 turnovers, just had 2 turnovers. If we want to take the third one out, or we want to take the last one out and say we had 3 turnovers, the Jets still had 2 turnovers, we still lose that turnover battle. And the way our team is constructed this year, you look at the games we've won and look at the games we lost, and you look at our turnover ratio in those games. We are not a team that can overcome losing possessions. We're not a team that can overcome giving opponents extra possessions. And those are some of the things that, when we're talking about this team going forward, we got to do better at that, man, in terms of protecting the ball and taking the ball away more.
Samurai Finn. Let's be real, Yenzers. We knew from day one we were playing with house money this year. Time to keep growing on both sides of the ball and see what happens.
He gave us the house money year?
No, I definitely disagree.
I'm about to say, don't do that. Y'all trying to take the standard is the standard. We're still trying to win because we're not gonna forget about the crowd that's gonna hit us with this is Coach Tomlin's first losing season. We had them out here yesterday too. You had the full crowds going. The Tomlin first losing season crowd, the season is over crowd, the we don't believe in Kenny crowd, the we believe in Kenny crowd, the we don't believe in Mitch crowd. We had the Mason supporters too. It was some Mason people out there. It wasn't a lot of them, but they out here. They still out here. But yeah, man.
Yeah, week by week.
Man,
that's what I'm doing. And I think we are going to be better.
One at a time.
Week by week.
One at a time. One at a time.
We got KP8 in there on offense, and hopefully TJ's back sooner than we think. I got some sources.
There it is.
Look out. Might be seeing him before the bye. And then also Witherspoon. Hopefully he's back within the next week or two. Because going back to what he said was like, oh, let's be real, before the season we were playing with house money. No, this defense was supposed to be top 5 in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
TJ Watt got hurt in week 1. That kind of kills it.
Yeah, that changed a lot.
Granted, we still should have beat the Jets and the Patriots without TJ. We should be 3-1 right now. I would
agree 100%.
I mean, you could even argue the Browns game a little bit, but Browns had they played solid.
The Browns did
they did their thing. Yeah. They stuck with their identity, ran the ball. They were gashing us with Amari Cooper. All right, whatever. We can give them that one on a Thursday night. But we should be 3-1 right now. Yeah. I mean, the 2 losses to the Patriots and the Jets were completely on us.
Yeah,
self-destructing. AJ Martin. No. This is an
AT.
No. AT.
I think it was on AT.
Let me see. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Stick with me here. I think I'm good.
Stick with me.
Deke in math. 8 is greater than 7.
There it is.
Is KP8
there it is.
Future GOAT?
There it is.
I'm fine with that. He could be the future GOAT or the GOAT 2.0, but there's only one OG GOAT.
Oh.
In math, 7 comes before 8. So there's another one for you. But in terms of 8 coming after 7, 8 being the next in line, it just makes sense.
It is.
We were trying to skip from 7 to 10 and do all this other stuff. Come on. It was meant to be from the start. Big Ben doing the dilly calls. That had to do with Bud Light and their commercials. Kenny Pickett chugging a Bud Light after that Clemson one. He said, I'm going to go home and have a cold one. The signs have been there from the start. So why are we trying to act like it wasn't? Young Rico. Am I right on this?
Yes.
People, we start stringing together some wins in Kenny Nation.
Oh, no. Praying we start. I was like,
praying.
Yeah, praying we start.
Praying we start stringing together some wins and Kenny Nation doesn't turn into Bruce Young Nation.
Bryce Young. I think you mean Bryce. That's got to be Alabama quarterback.
Oh, if that happens, that's a disgrace. I mean, that's
that's
just the fake fans.
That's what he said. He's praying that we start winning, so that way the fans will support Kenny and not turn on Kenny and start saying we need to draft Bryce Young. I follow you.
That's just the fake fans from last year starting to become disguised into that. There might be some fake fans in Kenny Nation right now, but you'll see, dude. I saw it with Ben. I saw it all the time, dude. And it wasn't even over these last 3 or 4 years. It was like Ben's prime years. They're calling for his ass to be gone. I saw it. It is ridiculous. So I wouldn't be surprised. These fake fans, though, they're tricky.
They
camouflage.
They covert.
They are. They go from place to place. So like if a Bryce Young Nation type of thing comes out, I wouldn't doubt that maybe they were a little bit of Kenny Nation like a few weeks prior to that. I wouldn't doubt it.
But isn't that a part of being a fan? You got to be overreactive. You got to be extreme.
You got to stick to something, man.
No, I thought fans are a fan is short for a fanatic, and a fanatic is an even kill.
No, but there's guys. There's certain guys you give your respect to, and Big Ben's one of them, and KP8's one of them right now.
All right.
James Panzarello. Ben Sabotage 2.0. Throwing Kenny in before we head into Murder's Row. No.
Is that what we do?
No, Kenny's ready for the moment. No. Don't do that. No. If you believe in Kenny, like I believe in Kenny, and think the moment's not too big for him, I don't care when you put him in. I just want him in because I think it will increase our chances to win games.
Well, my thing is this. When you make this move, in terms of Coach Tomlin, you're not making this move and looking forward and saying, hey, I hope that he survives this game, but we don't put him out there next week because they got this team and that team and that team.
Right.
No, that's living in your fears. And honestly, Nobody at this level does that. We know as fans, it's easy to point at records and say what team is good, what team is not good, this player sucks, etc. But for the actual players, we have never looked at teams like that. We don't look at person like that because we understand how tight it is between each team out here. And that's why it's a certain level of respect that we operate with. But yeah, you don't think that, man, you put Kenny out there, you're trying to protect him, things like that. Nah, you say, man, this is the guy we're going to roll with because he gives us the best chance to win this week or going forward, or however you come across that decision in terms of Coach Tomlin. And then after that, if you have concerns, which they will, the concerns then become directed to Matt Canada. And you say, hey, Matt Canada, what is the game plan? How are you planning to, number one, highlight the things that Kenny does well, but number two, to protect him for some of the potential negativity that he might face in Buffalo and going forward? Those are some of the things that, in terms of how you would handle it, but I don't necessarily feel like you got to take that approach of, man, they setting Kenny up for failure by putting him out there because of these teams that are coming up. Nah, you play the game, man. And these teams are very vulnerable. Every team in the league is vulnerable. That's the other part of it. But that's why you don't get too high or too low at this level, because that's this level, man.
All right. We got James J. Jeffers.
James.
Moats, do you think Kenny will be like Mitch and Mason? Holding his composure, he becomes the rabbit next?
You bring up a good point. Now, Charlie Batch, I was talking to him earlier today doing some of the Steelers TV stuff, and he had brought up this suggestion. I was kind of surprised by it, but it was intriguing. I did want to get your thoughts on this. So, in the sense of how Mitch, we knew as soon as he was out there from the beginning, right? It was never really a full-on, we all support him, right? The only time he had the full support was prior to the draft. When we signed him, it was like, all right, people are on board for Mitch. Once we drafted Kenny, it kind of became divided.
Sure.
So
I supported Mitch, though.
It was divided, though.
Occasionally chanted Kenny and Ben, but hey, I supported Mitch.
No. But it's division. That's all we're saying. Division. So it's not, when with 7, right? In stadium with 7, there was never.
Sure. That's our quarterback.
That's our quarterback, right? So with Mitch, he never really received that. So now that it is Kenny's go, Charlie was like, man, in order to prevent or to keep Kenny from feeling like he has to look over his shoulder or feeling like there's even a chance that he would need to look over his shoulder, is to make Mason the number 2 guy. And don't even address Mitch, because he's saying in the sense of, man, when Mitch is out there and he's playing tight or he's not trying to mess up or not trying to make mistakes, it is because of Kenny on the sideline, in the sense of, hey, man, we know the crowd wants, we know it's the 20th overall selection, all these other things, and that can make you play tight. So he's like, man, would it be even more just clear cut for Kenny? Because once again, Coach Tomlin didn't flat out say that Kenny's starting this week. So we still don't even know how he's going to handle that officially. Now, granted,
probably tomorrow.
We're hoping he says it tomorrow and clears it up. But until then,
you got to
just, until he says it, though, that's part of the thing. So he's like, with that, go ahead and kind of squash any type of concern for Kenny. So now if Kenny has a bad game where he might turn the ball over multiple times, if it's Mitch Trubisky over there and Mitch was the starter starting out the season, is there a point where after a game or two of him struggling, he might feel like, you know what, they might turn to him if he's in the stadium? Whereas if it's Mason Rudolph, he's not going to have that same type of concern. And that was the thing that he brought up. So I just want to say how you thought about that.
I don't think Kenny gives a shit. I think he believes it's his team.
For sure.
Unless you think Mitch is out here sabotaging Kenny with like wrong reads and stuff. I don't think Mitch is that type of guy. I think it seems like Mitch and Kenny have a good relationship.
That's what it seems like,
and Mitch is a good teammate. So I think he's only going to be supporting Kenny.
Yeah.
Whoever you think would be, I mean, Mason's still out there too, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so I'm just kind of
so
like,
he can be
what's
an
your
extra,
thought process?
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. I think having Mitch as a resource, Mason as a resource, it doesn't matter which one of them dress or anything. I honestly think if Pickett gets the call, like, he's the leader. Like, I don't even think he's worried about that at all. Sure. That's my opinion, though.
Okay.
That's who I think Kenny is.
Okay. But that's the thing that, like I said, that he brought up, because obviously we're only thinking of it from a positive standpoint, but we do have to acknowledge, hey, if he is struggling, what does that look like for him if he's looking over there and you're seeing Mitch? That's all.
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking about Mitch. Like, just to say
well, no,
struggles.
I'm saying like right now, because right now he's not struggling. But we're saying in a situation where it becomes, yo, you're struggling, and we brought up the Tua and Ryan Fitzpatrick situation, right? Where when Tua started to struggle, he got to the point where he would look over because he knew they about to put Ryan Fitzpatrick in this thing. That type of dynamic.
No, I think he's just, even if he's struggling, just still be you. Still be the gunslinger or whatever. I mean, he made his debut yesterday and comes up with 3 picks on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
He took chances. And And that was his debut. So, like,
Yeah.
you would think in your first game, maybe you would be a little bit more conservative now.
No, not necessarily when you're coming in mid-game. This kind of like when Duck came in for Mason in that Bengals game. It's different when it's in-game versus when you're starting out as the starter and the whole week in the game plan. That's when you got to worry about being a little bit more uptight and stuff like that, not messing up. When you're subbing in-game, it's kind of like, bro, we don't have time to think about it. You just got to go out there and play.
Even with that, I don't think.
For sure.
No.
I just wanted to get your opinion because, like I said,
you got any takes on it?
I mean, I can understand both thought processes. I can understand if you're very confident in Kenny's mentality, that you're not worried about his confidence being shot. You're not worried about him having to look over his shoulder. But I can also understand from personal experiences as well what that feels like when you're the guy that is going to be the guy replacing a player, and when you're the player that's out there and you got to look over your shoulder. So I can understand both dynamics, and yeah, it does have an effect on you. But hopefully we don't have to cross that bridge because hopefully Kenny comes out here and everything is beautiful. And as long as that's the case, then everything takes care of itself.
Young Poppy Benito. Are y'all going to be at the Pitt Tampa game? Deke got to get a pick with you. I might be.
When's that?
That's yeah. I should be down there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be down there. That's a big game.
It's a pretty one.
Pickett versus Brady. That's going to be electric. Yeah, I'll be down there. Yeah, remind us again once we get closer, and I'll try to give you coordinates and like where to meet us and stuff.
I was about to say, yeah,
that's 2 weeks
I'll
away.
be down there doing some of the pregame interview stuff. Shoot, and I ran into a good amount of y'all as well on Sunday with that, man. So yeah, shout out to each. I wish I remembered everybody's name too.
Dude, mad support in the stadium.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's mad real. No, we definitely appreciate y'all though from the heart.
Let me know if I'm not off on any of these. Black and Martyr giving us some support.
All right, a little bit ahead of you.
All right.
Got R. Barley. I'm gonna get him real quick. So R. Barley 18, he says, will Kenny ever do wrong? If he busts, can homers admit it? Or is the Yinzer Messiah above all wrong? About to be a 4 to 5 years for logical fans, I feel. Or it's about to be a long 4 to 5 years for the logical fans, I feel. That's what R. Barley 18 said.
It's one game. Like, he's already saying, like, oh, shit, like, no matter what Kenny does, like, you know what I mean? Like, he can, yeah, I get what he's saying. He could do no wrong and stuff, but, like, wait, what did he do that was, like, that bad yesterday? Like, comes in, the energy's clearly there. Clearly he's a leader, showed that moxie. So, like, I don't know. It seems like, because I don't know how to phrase this. It's one game. Like, it could go either way. Like, I think then you're discounting Pickett actually being awesome.
Yeah, it could go either way.
And the support being warranted for him. I think we all saw something in yesterday's game in that second half.
Yeah, it could go either way. But, yeah.
But, man, I guess we could keep getting into this a little bit. I'm trying to...
I left it alone. You noticed that. I ain't about to...
I'm trying to... I'm trying to, like, think through this here. No, there's support for Kenny, and I think yesterday showed it was warranted. Obviously, he's from Pittsburgh and stuff. Yeah, you think he's gonna do good. If he doesn't, yeah, we could start having a different conversation. But it was one game. I guess maybe that's the crux of what I'm getting at. Can we see him play a full season before we start talking about like, oh, the Kenny fans just support him no matter what and stuff? No, like yesterday he came in and played good, provided sparks for the offense. We get up 10 points. Like I think you could see the change from the second half to the first half when he got in. So outside of that, what are we talking about? All right, we got
Eric Long. Here we go.
That's you. Yeah,
yes, Eric Long. He says some of our fans are annoying as F. Seem like Browns fans is what Eric Long said.
Why?
I'm sure part of it is what you were just referring to. I think also is kind of what he's referring to in the sense of when he says the Brown fans of we are going to crown and over the top praise at times. And then we're also going to be like over the top in terms of some of the criticism. It's never going to be just kind of like as smooth as we like. Because when you think about the Browns, right? Every offseason these past couple years is what, man? We got the greatest team about to win the Super Bowl. They win one big game and they're over here talking crazy. What was it when they had the T-shirts out for us? You know what I mean? Like they do those type of things, right? So in that context is probably what he's referring to. But I don't anticipate you agreeing with that perception.
No, what I will say is different about this fan base and the Browns is I think it's just more like infighting as opposed to us being classless versus the rest of the league.
Yeah. We do infight a lot. Yes.
But like we know we've been there before. We
Mm-hmm.
don't do the shit that the Browns do where they're trying to crown themselves
Yes,
after
and that's the
not having a
difference.
winning
Yes.
season in 20 years. No,
Man.
we're like a top 5 organization in the league.
But
we
I
have
think,
been.
But I think the point that he's making, and it's more so just like with the quarterback stuff, right? Just because, like we said, we do not know how great or not great this guy can be. But when the stance is so hard one way or the other before we even get a chance to see it, that is kind of how the Browns did in that vein when they're like, yo, we winning the Super Bowl. And it's like, bro, can y'all at least win a game first? Can we see y'all out there first? We don't care what you might hope or think it could be. Let's just see it. So that's part of it. But either way, we're good. Now we did get to Black and Martyr, who did show some love.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie of Black and Martyr. Yes, indeed.
Thanks, bro.
All right. And now we should be at Young Rico.
Yep. I think Kenny has the it factor. He threw a dot while getting drilled and got up talking smack. He's got confidence and swag about him that you want. Yeah, I really like that series.
No, absolutely, man. That was a big time throw right there, man. You stand on that pressure, you get hit in the face, you still deliver a throw like that. That's NFL caliber right there. But it's those type of throws that get you the respect. It's those type of throws that get the confidence from the team to say, hey, we believe in you. But he has to keep doing that. But that was big time right there. And that wasn't in the preseason. That was in the regular season, where it was legit with real defense. So that's the context, though. But that's, for me, I need to see more of that. The more of that I see, the bigger my belief in him gets. But I'm not going to believe in him through the roof as if he was 7 when I think of the full history of what I've seen from 7. Whereas with Kenny, it's like, bro, we're finally seeing this thing. But this is a still very small sample size. So that's the part where it's like, yo, let's keep building it. Absolutely.
The thing I really liked about that, too, is it goes back to what I was saying last week, how with Mitch and the offense, those first 3 weeks, it felt like any little thing could just absolutely derail a drive and derail momentum. Penalties, drops, whatever it is. And on that series, it happened. We got a penalty. I think it was like 1st and 20. We climbed our way back to that 3rd and 8 and then delivered on the 3rd down. Pickett rushes in for a touchdown the next play. So you combine that type of throw, hanging in there in the pocket, the rushing touchdowns, and also like that QB sneak, giving like that extra effort, getting in the pile. It goes back to what you said, earning that respect. And that's what I think Pickett did. Just a step in the right direction, just another ladder with that. And then hearing some of the comments, as I mentioned at the beginning, from like Muth and Deontay and some of the other players. Even Pickens was showing some praise toward Pickett too. I think Pickett is doing that. I think he is gaining that respect.
Absolutely. But that's how it happens. It's not something that you could just throw on a guy because of what he did in college. Not something that you could just throw on a guy because he was drafted. It has to be in stadium in the regular season. Has to be. And now we're seeing that. But definitely good start, but has to be more of that.
I think what people are pumped about too, though, with Pickett is he's making those throws, those legit-ass like NFL throws, but also showing the mobility. Like I was saying, I think he's more mobile than Mitch. I mean, we saw the 40 time that he ran, and we saw the stuff he was doing in college and preseason and everything.
Well, yesterday you could see
and
the
we saw that
difference
on
in it.
display.
Yeah, you could see it yesterday. Absolutely.
It was just a combination of all the stuff of like, all right, dude, he could give us at least what Mitch has given us, and we've seen that with the throws, and I think we saw more. We saw that upside. We saw the accuracy on display and some of that X Factor stuff that he was doing, the rushing touchdowns and the QB sneak and all that other stuff. But it was nice, man. It was nice. I think that's why like people are pumped. People are really excited,
and rightfully so.
We got
Should be is it young? No, is it Young Rico?
James Jeffers.
Did you get Young Rico? Let me get Young Rico real quick. I think Kenny.
Yeah,
has
that was
the
it. I just
that
read
was.
that.
Oh, okay. I thought you was like talking. I didn't know you was like reading this comment. My bad.
No, that was
Good
it.
call.
Yeah. My bad. Shout out to Young Rico.
Absolutely.
James
Shout out to Young Rico.
Jeffers.
I was like, yo, I was like,
People
man, that
are
sound like
rooting for
talk to the
players,
dude.
not success of team.
Yeah, that's part of what I was alluding to earlier. It's player related, not always team related. But now I'm hoping that because Kenny is at quarterback, now I can go back to being team related and not player related. Because a part of that pop, that feel, and the energy in the stadium was because they were rooting because their player was out there versus their team being out there. So that is a part where it's like, hey, man, we can't control the pass, but now that Kenny's out there, no excuses. Let's all be on one accord going forward. Pretty please.
I do think it was both, though. People want to pick it in because they thought the team would be better.
Well, that's your perspective.
And
That's
you just
fine.
share your emotions.
Yeah.
I want Pickett in. Now, there are some people that are out there like, I hope we lose just so Pickett could get in. I was never in that vein. I wanted to win, but I also wanted Pickett in. However we won, it didn't matter. Samurai Finn. Cam's starting to look his age. Tyson, definitely. Yeah, Tyson got his ass benched.
Yeah, but Tyson still was playing a lot yesterday. Don't get it twisted. Just because
He
wasn't
was.
starting,
I
he
did see
still
94
plays.
out there.
Yeah, don't, yeah. But also part of that is too, man, no TJ Watt. That is a big deal. When you don't have TJ, man, that changes everything for you. That changes what you're asking Tyson and Cam to do. That changes what you're expecting them dudes to do. Plays that they're typically able to make when you have a TJ Watt over there, man, it's not as easy to do that when he's not out there, baby. So it's still, granted, yes, age is a factor, and granted, they still need to play more consistent. Yes, we're not erasing that, but the context, $30 million player is a $30 million player for a reason. TJ fixes a lot of issues that we have on defense, man. But that's why he has to get back, man.
AJ Martinez, damn, the 8 is great. James Panzarella, pick 2 is underthrown. Team KP, but accountability.
Perspective.
Underthrown.
It's all perspective,
Pick
man.
2. He threw it out. Moose lifted his head, his hands up. It was over his head.
Yeah, it's all perspective, man.
If anything, I'd say pick 1. Or is he saying pick 2 in the whole game? Maybe he's talking about Claypool.
Yeah, he's saying the second pick, I feel like.
Right. Okay.
Did you, now, on that interception with Claypool, though, the safety's body positioning, that matter? Just in the sense of, like, he's leading or trying to lead Claypool, but it's a safety already sitting out there with the corner trailing him.
Body position of which safety? The one that made the play?
Yeah, the one that made the play, yeah. Because he was in front of Claypool. That's why he was able to reach back, and he was kind of waiting on it as well. The 5'9" dude.
Right, so what you're saying, he should have thrown the ball more out to the left, more down the field?
No, I'm saying just in the sense, like I tell you, my biggest issue was just with the decision to put it there because the safety was waiting. You got the safety over here, you got the corner trailing, Claypool's running across. So you're either going to try to throw it high so Claypool can climb, but the safety is still front side, so he can make that play. If you try to lead Claypool across the safety's face, the safety is still in this position, so he's still going to be a factor in it. And that's why I was like, Kenny tried to, like, best case scenario, put it in between. But that was why in that, like, when they freeze it, you see the DB kind of reaching back because he's already ahead of it. So that's why for me, it was kind of like, I just didn't necessarily agree with the throw in that vein. But if you're giving your receiver a chance, at the same time, it depends. Yeah, that's all.
Because I could see, this is the thing. People are talking about throwing it more out there, but you brought up the point. Is like if the safety's chilling there, couldn't he just moved with Claypool to the ball?
That's the safety sitting there.
So I just viewed it more of like, hey man, Claypool's down there. I think we got a mismatch. Let's see him make a play, and he did.
No, to me, like I looked at that throw with the DB, and I said, okay, you're just taking a chance. If we want to deep dive into the nuance of who's at fault, that's for another day, right? Like, or for anybody else. I don't really care about the strong opinion from my perspective, right? But then I also thought of the throw from Mitch Trubisky to George Pickens also at the beginning of the game. And I said, to me, similar situation, man, you put the ball where it can be, but the DB made a play. And I think in both of those scenarios, the difference was it was just one DB making the play versus Pickens, so the ball falls harmlessly to the ground. Whereas with the Claypool, it was 2 defenders over there, so that's why the tip ends up getting intercepted. But still, it's just both quarterbacks taking a chance, both quarterbacks saying, you know what, let me give my guy a chance to make a play. And in those veins, it just didn't pay off from the receivers. But that's another conversation as well in the sense of, all right, can we make a case that elite receivers make those type of plays? That's another debate. But that's some of the context that's going on with all that as well, though.
Young Rico. AB's a fan of polls.
Dude.
Just like you, Deke.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't even want to go there today after all that AB stuff. I'm cool on that right now. I am 100% cool on that.
AJ Martinez. We got more AB. AB is in the house from outer freaking space.
Emphasis on the freaking? Yeah. Emphasis on the freaking.
All right, next one. Is it?
Oh, and hold on. And
King
Loso Scotty, we do see you in the regular chat, and we do have your super chat. We just haven't got to it yet. So we did not forget you. We ain't miss you. I do see you over there, though, baby. Trust me. Mm-hmm.
King Stacks?
Yeah, King Stacks, yep. Kenny had...
Yeah. He had command and had some real swag. Picks aside.
No, he definitely did have the command out there, man. And that's the part where when you're talking about the it factor, the moxie and all that type of stuff, yeah, that's 100% there. And that was never doubted either. But regardless of all of these other intangibles, productivity matters. He was productive yesterday. That's what we need. Regardless of all the other, oh, he got that and that and that. Productivity. So as long as it keeps me productive, man, this is good.
AJ Martinez, damn, we going triple X on Moats and Deke.
Oh
Laughing.
Lord, that's Deke and AB. They can keep all that over there. That is your boy. I mean, come on, man.
I don't know if I have a defense for him anymore.
Come on, man. Don't you quit now. You've seen tougher times for him. You defended him
I
through
don't
worse.
I don't know. This one's rough. This one's rough. Elijah West,
I've seen you defend him through it all, man.
just giving us some support. Thank you, Elijah.
Nah, shut up.
Who do we got now?
Should be Still a Nation on Fire?
Is it? This might have jumped on me.
All
I got
right,
Elijah West again. Am I wrong?
Which one? Why not?
Yeah.
All right, so I got one ahead of you. All
Cool.
good. Yeah, we cooking right now. We
That's
cooking.
what I mean.
We cooking.
I'm kind of on point here.
We cooking. Yeah. All right, so Still a Nation on Fire says, Moats, imagine your daughter's date was a viewer. It would have been funny, LMAO, if her date would have been a viewer of the podcast.
Probably not.
I mean, technically,
Probably wouldn't have been funny.
Technically, he does watch the podcast, technically. Because remember when she was trying to convince, oh, Dad, he's a good guy because he watches this and he does that. And it's like, look, bro, I don't have an expectation. It just is what it is, baby. It is what it is. And I'm only here so I don't get fined, okay? And I didn't get arrested, so we're good, man. We're good. But no, in all seriousness, though, he was very respectable. So that's all that matters. And the little lady was happy. So more importantly, that's all that matters. So Papa Moats is going to keep his hands in his pocket. I'm going to wear my Killer People movie shirts, okay? And I'm going to be happy. That's how I'm going to be. Yep. Or maybe not happy, but I'll be at peace. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now it should be Elijah West, right? Yeah.
Oh, shit. I think I lost it.
Oh, good. I got you.
Yeah.
Elijah West says, why not give Kenny any time? Hold on. Why not give Kenny any time during the week? I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to, but in terms of this week going forward, he's going to get time. We're saying he should get all the first team reps because why not have him fully prepared? Why act as if this is something that we're going to be going back and forth with and just causing chaos for no reason? It's like, no, you don't have to do that, man. Go ahead and make it exclusively Kenny's spot and prepare for him. Let him be prepared and go from there. So that's kind of my perspective with that thing as well.
Who's next?
Right. Tyler LaQuatra?
Calvin Austin?
Yes.
Calvin Austin's season is approaching.
I'm hoping so, baby.
Yeah, maybe he could return some punts for us.
Man, we're gonna need some. Kenny secure the catch and secure possession first. That's why I'm back to that, Deke. Just maintain possession of the ball.
Him or Steven Sims?
I'm back to there. Just, you know what? I'm about to call. What's the homie? You know your
Switzer.
boy. Yep, I'm calling Switzer.
I think he retired.
He can come back out. If we calling Joe Hayden out of retirement, we call Switzer out of retirement. Switzer, I don't need you to even run. Just catch the ball. Fair catch it. You know how you do. All love. All
AJ
love.
Martinez. Damn, Moats, you're nice. I'm only answering to sir.
Yeah, I'm a very mixed bag with that because part of it is also the investment into this thing, man. These are high school kids. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. The odds of high school sweethearts making it to being husband and wife. I play the percentages. Y'all know me. I'm a numbers guy. So I'm chill. You know, when I think it's time for that or it's close to that, well, then, I get more involved. And, you call me Mr. Moats and all that good stuff. We'll sit down heart to hearts. But until I feel like that's in play, I'm cool right now, man. I'm chill. So, yeah. Don't make me revert. Don't make me take steps back, man. I'm trying my hardest, all right? I'm in the right direction. Just keep me in that direction.
Is this Loso Scotty?
Yes, it is. Shout out to Loso Scotty and shout out to everybody that has been in the stream today, man. Y'all are in here extra big, extra chunky, extra supportive. We greatly appreciate that. Hit that like button while you're at it. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribed as well. But we definitely appreciate y'all, each and every one of y'all in the building with us today.
Joe Burrow's first game, starting with all season prep, was 198 yards, 23 of 36, one pick, and a loss to the Chargers. Just saying. The boy is special. I don't know if he's saying Burrow is special or Pickett's special, but yeah, I don't even think
your comparisons again, man.
No. I don't care. Like I think it's bringing up just like individual players and comparing them.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does help the greater point, and I stand by the greater point. I just don't think we have to go ad nauseum and just pulling up random stats just to match. My point is, if Pickett has a struggling rookie season or if he struggles for a game, fine. A ton of rookie quarterbacks have struggled and have made the Hall of Fame, have had awesome careers. I just don't. Yeah, I don't think we got to go quarterback by quarterback. Oh, in this dude's second game, this is what happened.
Well,
I don't think we got to do that.
This is the
but
thing.
The point is valid. The point is valid. Still.
In all seriousness, though, the reason I don't like to do it either is because for every player that we could bring up as a positive example, we can bring up just as many, if not more, from a negative example as well. So that's why, for me, I just kind of look at it as each player is their own individual. So when we were trying to bring up the comparisons to Joe Burrow because they both played longer in college and were older coming
up, I stand by
those
comparisons.
I know you do, and that's your perspective. But for me, I don't agree with that because every player is different, man. And when you start just comparing and saying, oh, man, that's that because this did that, so he could do that too, you set this expectation. And when you set that expectation, right or wrong, and these players don't live up to it, now we're turning our backs on them. Now we're over here like, oh, man, get him out of the league. Fire him, man. He sucks. All because we went out there and created this narrative for a player that was never really in that type of category. So that's why for me, it's just, man, let's see what Kenny can do. Can Kenny be Kenny? Not Kenny be Joe Burrow. Not Kenny be Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, whoever else we want to talk about. It's like, nah, let's see what this version of this player is.
AJ Martinez, 8 will get us to the playoffs. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. I hope so, man. We
got
to keep going, man. Let's go. We there now.
It's not like it hasn't been done before with rookie quarterbacks.
My question is, if it's not Kenny, then where we turning to? That's where we at right now, right? So he's the savior. Let's go. Heck yeah.
Young Papi Benito, how many games do you think we'll win at the end of the season? Does it change with Pickett in now?
Well, we should run the table now that Kenny is in. We should run the table and win the Super Bowl. You agree, right?
Yeah, I'd like to think that. I'd like to think. No. Well, in all seriousness, I like to think we're better with Pickett in. I like to think we are competitive and legitimate and can be in any of these games that we're in. That's how I feel.
Well, for me, I think we'll be more enthused as fans, but in terms of wins and losses, I don't really see this drastic change, but I've also never felt like this was just a quarterback issue with this team. And even with the 4 games that we've seen this season, we've been in each and every one of those games, regardless of who's been at quarterback. So granted, I think we'll be more enthused about it. We'll be more eager to watch it. I'm hoping all of us will be, but I don't necessarily think that it moves my needle one way or the other today. Now, if you ask me this in a couple of weeks when I got a bigger sample size of Kenny, I think it's a different conversation. But today, it's like, man, was it a spark? Yes. But does that answer all of our issues? Is that answering some of the issues that we're dealing with on defense? Is that answering some of our injury concerns? Some of this O-line concerns? Nah. So until all of that gets figured out as well, I don't think it's going to be this big uptick in terms of wins versus losses right now because we're still too inconsistent as a team.
Man, I just got to say this real quick. Black and Yellow Texas Steel, it's on Super Chat, says the guy on Claypool was Deke's height. I'm 6 feet, man.
You taller than him, about to say. Put some respect on
I'm
it,
6
man.
feet.
Put some respect on Deke's height, man. He's taller than that.
Shardy Bills giving us some support. The King hurt. Was Deontay robbed? Oh, the touchdown. If they called it a touchdown initially, I don't think you overturn it.
I thought it was a tutty, bro. But that also goes back to, the difference of if he does score now, it's no longer he had, in terms of the offense with Mitch having 6 points, they would have had, double-digit points. What does that look like for Coach Tomlin? Does he still make that decision also? You think he would make that decision if he did?
The toe tap.
You catch my, because that would have been back-to-back drives.
Was the leading.
Those are back-to-back drives.
Pickett's in.
Think about it. Those are back-to-back drives.
A centimeter.
And it was a heck of a throw. It was a dot. But it's like,
a great throw.
But it's like, man, that sequence, those 2 series back-to-back, instead of you leaving out of there with 10 points, you end up with just 2 field goals. And now after that, it changed a lot. Yeah.
That's what I felt like with Mitch, though. I felt like, because we still had another down. It was still 3rd and something. He takes a sack. But it did feel like.
Was that sack on him, though?
He took a couple. I can't remember that individual one. But
I was about to say, because I know 2 of them were definitely on Chooks and Dan Moore. And them 2 dudes was making me sad because they had been playing well. They've been playing so much better this season, man.
You're right.
They have been playing so much better.
What I'm saying is, it did always feel like, man, if we didn't get that one individual play, like Deontay catching that one pass against the Browns. So he should have caught. But if we didn't get that, it's like, damn, that was our chance.
Yeah. But is that a Mitch issue, though? When he did give you the chance, though?
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's just if he's the quarterback of the offense.
Yeah.
Because I told you, I even defended Mitch against the Browns. I was like, dude, there's a lot of there were more issues than Mitch. I was with you on that. But if Pickett can give you what Mitch is doing at least, and potentially more.
I'm about to say, we here
then why
now.
Not?
Yeah, we here
why not
now.
put Pickett in?
And ain't no turning it back. We here.
I'm happy they made the move, man. I just thought they were going to wait. I thought they were going to wait till like week 7 or 8. Let's go.
That's ultimately why for me, though, it's like it's hard for me to say, like, yo, is this going to be this crazy uptick right now until we see more of it? Because, like you just said, if at bare minimum it's going to be the same thing, well, this wasn't just a quarterback away from being a great team either. We're not there just yet. So we'll see, though, man.
There's that upside factor, though, with Pickett.
Hey, however we want to spend it, man. You know that.
Let's go, UW. Has Father Time caught up to Cam? He doesn't look the same as last year.
No,
I think he's banged up.
He ankle and elbow, and there's no TJ Watt. That is the biggest issue right now. No TJ Watt will have everybody looking a lot worse than what they truly are. Hopefully, though, he steps it up because he does have to, man. And obviously, he understands that he wants to be a better player. No, don't get it twisted. But this is a lot. This stresses out your defense, man. Because, okay, we'll say Cam Hayward, Father Time's caught up with him. Who you putting out there ahead of him? Are we going DeMarvin Leal full time? Because he's not ready for that. Are we going Chris Wormley full time? He's not ready for that either. In the sense of to Cam Hayward's level and the expectation that we have for Cam. Is it Larry Ogunjobi? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, if we're moving on from Cam, I just don't think that that's the answer right now. I think that it's more so no TJ Watt stresses out this front. It stresses out this defense, man.
We got a hater. Richard Arbizo. Hashtag hell to who? Hashtag go dudes. Hashtag fight on.
Shout out to Jordan Addison.
Hashtag
Caleb
my
Williams.
guy Addison.
Let's go. Yo, I'm telling you, boy, look nice out there, man. He just seems more big time. Maybe it's that USC color.
He must have known more about Slovis than us.
He said, I'm going to holler at y'all, bro. You did try to hit us with the Slovis versus Caleb Williams, man. Go with Slovis.
No, I'm not saying Slovis was better, but with the talent that USC has, sometimes you get lost in the shuffle.
Do you want to play in the Coliseum or do you want to play at Acrisure Stadium?
But Slovis ain't Pickett, very far from. So I understand the decision more and more.
Yeah.
AJ
I'm
Martinez.
sure he feels like every game is like a big game too out there at USC. You know, all the stadiums is packed. It's always prime time on TV. Like, Lord, man, every time I look, I'm like, bro, they got the boys featured again.
I don't want to talk about it.
You know what the fight on? Where is Zach Banner at when you need him?
AJ Martinez, the defense needs freaking rest. The receivers need to catch the damn ball. 8 is the real deal after getting hit in the mouth. 22 played well. Yeah, honestly, we should shout out Najee. I think Najee played well. Jalen Warren played well again, too. The blocks that Jalen Warren had, nice. But also, did you see the ones Pickett had on one of those reverses? He completely decked the dude out of the picture.
Yeah.
Najee played good when he got the ball. We need to win now.
Yeah. Well, and even going
we
back
needed to win
Najee,
yesterday.
Najee played well, but Najee still has some stuff that he left out there as well, man. That's the consistency part of it. And you can see, though, 4 games in, how he's improved. It's a time thing, but as I said at the beginning of this thing, you can't skip that process regardless of how passionate we are, no matter how bad we want this thing to work right now. It takes time. And that's a part of the phase that we're in right now. But I'm hoping that we continue to make this thing a little bit more snappier, a little bit more buttoned up, you know, so we don't have to keep having these type of Mondays that aren't victorious. Because I like victorious Mondays. I mean, technically it is a victory Monday for me, but I can't always celebrate it because of the week. I get it. Actually, I'm rooting for everybody. Don't worry about it. Everybody's winning this week. Everybody wins. Don't worry about it. Everybody wins.
Shoddy Bills, Warren and LeBeau blitz packages from the archives. We will beat them Bum Bills.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of that nickname for the Bills?
I have not.
Bum Bills.
Nah. I have not, man.
Who's ready to blow on that Bills pack? Hashtag upset of the year.
Deke, you ready to blow on it?
Stop.
That's what he said, bro.
Yeah, No, it's smoking. It's smoking.
I was like, bro, you could blow on that by yourself. I don't want no parts of that, baby. 0 parts.
Tough verbiage there. No, it's called smoking on the Bills pack. I might have some left over from last year too, actually. Maybe,
you are silly,
maybe
bro.
I hit on that a couple times this week.
Oh man. Yeah, see, this is when I pull out. I'm not a fan of any team. I'm an alumni. So, yeah. Alumni card comes out this week, baby. Yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah, y'all, you and Shoddy Bills, y'all can enjoy that pack. I'm good on that one, man.
Come on, yeah. My Boston Celtics started off last year like shit
Yeah.
and turned it up in the second half and made it to the finals.
This is
Last time the Celtics were in the finals, the Steelers went to the Super Bowl. Hashtag comeback season. Hashtag KP8.
There it is.
When was that?
It's kind of like when they say. When they say when Bama goes to the Natty, Golden State Warriors win. We saw Bama win, Golden State win. So the correlation is there. So we do have to respect that.
So was it Celtics in 08 when they won? The Steelers won, but then the Celtics made it back when Kobe beat the Celtics in 10.
Yes,
and that's when we went to against the Packers. Okay. All right, cool.
I like that's good. That's good correlation. We can rock with that.
Something to think about.
We can work with that.
Moneybags, no more slants for Deontay. That's 95% of his drops. Was that tipped by the defensive lineman? I think it was.
They said it was. It still definitely hit Deontay's hands. It was hard because
I think it was probably hard for him to see because the dude was right in front of him.
Yeah, all they did. Yeah, it was they did a three-man rush, 8 drop zone coverage. Big D lineman, just kind of middle of the field. P dropping, tips it a little bit, but Deontay definitely has his hands on it. But it is a quick thing, so it just once again depends on what your standard is for the receivers. If we expect them to be elite receivers, that's a catch they got to make. If you don't think they're elite and they're just okay or just good, then yeah, you kind of give them a benefit of the doubt on that play. So it just depends on how you view these guys. Everybody has their perspective on that, so to each their own.
Yeah, you'd like to see it caught.
So you think, all right, so you hold them to a higher standard. All right.
Yeah.
I personally want to hold them to a higher standard, but I don't want it to come off as we're being overly critical or a hater. I just think that he's capable of making them type of plays.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him make them type of plays before. So I'm like, you can show me it in certain weeks. You can give me the one-hand craziness and all these acrobatic catches, but you, like,
I think the problem is we've seen too many drops from him. If that was AB, you're obviously just like, yeah, man, that's the dude that was in front of him, caught off his eyesight a little bit. That ain't the AB that we know. But we see too much of this from Deontay.
But you also know in AB, if that happens out of 10 times, he's going to catch 7 to 8 of them. That's the other part.
You give him the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
Whereas we see too many drops from Deontay where it's like, dude, I don't know who that was on, but I would just like to see it caught at this point.
So that's why for me, I'm like, I want to have higher expectations for him, but I feel like it's in my best interest and, all of our best interest just to keep it kind of low right now. Just,
I'm at Steven Smith. Is that
right?
Yeah,
you're up. Yep.
He says, I'm optimistic about Kenny and his play. But after the surprising switch at quarterback and a more surprising loss, how bad does the season need to be for them to take a QB round 1 in 2023? God damn. I can't do this.
No,
I can't do this.
We don't want to do that just yet. We don't need that just yet now.
They're not doing that. Honestly, he's saying, like, how bad? They're not doing that. You give Pickett at least another year, no matter what. Drafting him out of Pitt, first round, there's no way. There's no way. I can't believe. I don't know what to say, dude. I don't know what to say.
Well, I've seen a scenario where that has happened before. So I'm going to just remove myself and say,
there's no way the Steelers are doing that.
I was about to say, I hope not.
There's no way the Steelers are doing that with the first-round quarterback from Pittsburgh. There's no shot in hell. I've seen it
before. I don't think that we operate the way that the organization that I was a part of when they were operating like that. I don't think they're going to do it like that. But I have actually seen it where the quarterback, 10th overall, comes in midway through the season behind craziness at offensive line, shoddy receiver play, questionable running back in terms of his health. And they still moved on from him the next year. Now, granted, it was a lot more variables, but I've seen it in terms of can it happen. We have seen it. But this is Pittsburgh. This can't happen in Pittsburgh.
There's not going to be a coaching
This can't
change.
happen in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Tomlin was head over heels about drafting Pickett, saying that, this was our guy from the start. We had him as a top 3 to 5 prospect. We didn't think he was going to be there. There's no way. There's no way they move on from him after one season. Yeah. And that's you thinking Pickett's going to be terrible. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm hoping that, the Steelers operate with a little bit more, Steeler-like ways. Yeah.
Come on here. Kenny is a different breed. He has the it factor.
Oh, heck no.
That jump.
It did. Yeah, I was gonna think see that.
Oh wait, I have that. Actually.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, hold on, man, I'm looking at the wrong one. I like
Steelers should have rocked with Mason and drafted a QB in the draft.
Oh Lord,
Wait, we did draft a QB. Mitch was a useless pickup. Not that he was garbage. Oh, he's saying probably in like the 4th round and on. We'd have Mason, Kenny, and then drafted Bailey Zappi or something.
Shout out to Bailey.
Made things interesting.
He helped me win yesterday. He helped me win that matchup.
Oh yeah,
Bailey Zappi and I called it too.
You did say he was going to go in.
Man,
you had a feeling.
I ain't know Brian Hoyer was going to get hurt. Man, all my court, Brian Hoyer went down. My dog Tyrod got slept too. Man, it was a bad day for my homies. Man, I ain't like that energy out there, man. It was a bad day for my dogs.
I was thinking with the 2 Giants quarterbacks going down, they're saying Danny Dimes is going to be fine, but
bro, they went straight
over
Wildcat.
the Giants.
They went straight Wildcat. Nah, see, you went there. I was like, yo, call up my boy Ben DiNucci. Call him up. Get him in house. Let's go.
Does he have a connection to Dable?
No, but he's a free agent. And it's low risk, Hey, man, if Daniel Jones is able to come back, it didn't cost you anything. Whereas if you trade for a quarterback like Mason Rudolph or Mr. Trubisky, we know that's going to cost you a little something.
Okay, back to the Kyle Monier.
Yes,
Kenny's a different breed. He has the it factor.
Yeah, fair. Mm-hmm.
Samurai Finn, Lamar who? The best rushing QB in the Steel City.
Yeah, how'd you feel about it? Is he the answer? Is he our running quarterback?
Oh, he's going to get us touchdowns on the ground and extend. Like we saw it. We
did.
saw it.
We did.
He's got that mobility to third and long, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Not seeing anything down the field. He's escaping the pocket, able to run for 10 yards, keep a drive going.
Absolutely.
He's able to score in the red zone.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Josh Allen effect, right? Obviously, he's not as big as you could just straight up run quarterback draws with Josh Allen, but to be able to move the pocket a little bit in the red zone is definitely helpful. We're seeing Steve Young right here on NFL Network. That's the exact Pickett play right there.
Yeah.
Run to the right, dive in, guys hitting you a little bit, show some of that toughness. But yeah, I think it's gonna help. I mean, yeah, obviously Pickett's not on Lamar's level in terms of rushing, but maybe be like a sneaky top 10 to 15 guy. In
there
terms
we
of
go.
Being like a mobile quarterback for
hey,
sure.
Man, let's get it, man.
Get some of those rushing touchdowns.
Why not?
He already got 2. He's on
we
pace. He's on pace for like 30-something rushing touchdowns this year. No, I think that's going to be a big part of his game and why it's going to help us. Because as he's getting more and more familiar with being in command of the offense, just being a straight-up like pocket passer, picking his spots, that will help sustain drives when, he's still learning. He's still getting that experience.
No, the legs can definitely be a weapon, and it would also help him in terms of when they start to do some of the exotic coverages, some of the 2-man coverage that he's going to face. Part of the reason why the Jets offense was able to move the ball, especially in the second half, we couldn't play our traditional matchup man stuff as well, because when you have a mobile quarterback like Zach Wilson, and we were seeing where we weren't able to actually contain him, you don't want to turn your back on him. So you want to play these zones where you can see him, eyes on him, because now if he goes to escape the pocket, you got guys that can go and corral him. Whereas when you're in man-to-man, you're not able to turn your back and see this dude. And if you can't guarantee that he's in the pocket, that hurts you. We've seen that defensively, how it can cause us to struggle at times. So with Kenny, because of that mobility, that will be an asset for him. Now, I want to see how quickly he's able to pick up on it when defenses start to do it intentionally, because we haven't seen it just yet. But as he gets more opportunities, more reps, and more game tape, obviously, teams are going to figure out how to disguise that and how to make him be in those situations where he has to decide, can he win with his arm? Or is this a play where, like we saw Joe Burrow do, just pull it and just go right now? That's the part for him that he's going to have to learn. And it's going to be a feel thing. He's going to do it sometimes really good. It's going to be sometimes where you're like, yo, you ain't need to run right here. Trust your arm. But that's going to be a part of it that he's going to have to learn. But his mobility is going to be a huge asset for him there.
Let's go, UW. Also, congrats to Bradshaw on being cancer-free.
Bradshaw, I had no clue.
Yeah, he said it on the broadcast over this
Whoa.
weekend. He's been dealing it with it for the last year or so.
Oh, wow. What
He's
did he have?
cancer-free.
What did he have?
I didn't see the video, but I saw the headline.
Wow. No, man, definitely suit him for that, man. That's rough. Man.
Samurai Finn. So are weeks 2 to 4 Tomlin L's for not starting 8?
Well, it depends on your perspective. If you think this team was just one player away, then you put it on him. If you think this team has multiple things, then you don't put it on him. But that's for each person to decide individually. How you feel about it, man?
It could be a pie chart of everything. Yeah, like if Pickett was in, I think we won those games. If Ben was in, I think we won those games. But how the games played out as they did, we still should have won those games. So
who would you rather have? Who would you rather have for the rest of the season, Kenny or Ben?
Ben, come on. I'm sorry. sorry.
Not even Kenny could get the 7.
Well, I made
That boy said nope 7. Still
I made
7.
a claim yesterday. You're probably not going to hear me talk about bring back 7 anymore because I'm going to give my respects to Pickett now. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
So Kenny gets that respect. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Kenny gets the respect. Mitch ain't winning the city of Pittsburgh an ACC championship.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I'm sorry.
Oh, good. At least you're honest. I can respect the transparency, man.
Well, I told you after, was it week 2 or week 1.5? Maybe even, no, I think it was week 2. Yeah, at some point in week 2, that Patriots game. Our 2 options right now, I mean, if I was in charge of everything, it's either you bring back Ben, number 1 option. Number 2, start Pickett. Those were our 2 options, and they weren't going to bring back Ben, so they eventually went to Pickett. It was 2 weeks later, and it happened.
Fair enough.
I would have liked to get some wins along the way. I really would have. We should be 3-1. I'm pissed about that. We got our backs up against the wall right now.
Should be 3-1, man.
We got our backs up against the wall. I'm not thrilled about it. Really not.
My boy say, yo, I need 7 out there. Okay, give me 7 back. Fair enough.
Calmonier. This is the last one I got, so there might be a jump here because then I'm back to the normal chat outside of the screenshots.
All right, cool.
He says the Steelers only have one 30-point game since 2021. 2021? That was last year, right?
Probably Chargers game. Was it Chargers game or Vikings?
One of those.
I think it was Chargers because Vikings we came back, but I don't know if we topped into 30. I think Chargers.
We got close in that Browns game. We were in the 20 because Najee had that late run. Even though it was a rough day for the offense, it was like we were just slugging along and everything was all emotional in the stadium.
The last.
And we got close. It was in the mid-20s, high 20s.
Yeah.
It had Vikings game or Chargers game probably off the top of my head, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm at it's just a riddle.
All right.
I don't know how far away.
I think I get. I got a good amount for you, but all good. Make sure you screenshot this to be safe because we are getting towards the back end of this. Anywho, man, because I do got to roll because we got the little man's baseball game today. But Kyle Monier, or no, it was after Kyle Monier. Tristan Love, he says, how much better can Kenny be with a full week of first team reps? Well, we're hoping he's a lot better. You know, we're hoping that he's able to expand upon some of the things that we saw that he was doing really good out there, man. So, yeah, it should be better. But we also have to remember, too, the context of a full week of preparation for Kenny also means a full week of preparation for the defenses as well. That Jets defense was prepared for Mitch. Nobody in the stadium had an idea that they were going to switch to Kenny when they did. But going forward, teams are going to start to prepare for Kenny. And that's going to be the part where for him, we want to see, hey, how does that look as well? His full preparation, but also when teams are able to prepare for him. All right. Colton Chow Fu says, you guys saw the video of AB in the pool. It was blurred out, but the size of the blur got me insecure about myself. LOL. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Hey, man, you got to speak for yourself on that one, baby. Speak for yourself. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Richard Arbizo. We're going to go there. We're going to go to Richard Arbizo today. Pitt versus Tampa equals baby goat versus fake goat. Right, Deke?
Which game is that? Tampa?
Tampa versus Pitt, yeah. Baby goat versus fake goat.
I like that one. Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
All right.
I like that headline.
All right. Late night snack. Shout out to Late Night Snack. Says Moats, thoughts on Pittsburgh's Moats thought on University of Pitt boy D Ham in terms of D Hamner in Buffalo. I like him a lot, man. I know he got banged up was that 2 games ago, man? It was a little scary for him, man, but he's straight. He be hooving up there, man. He's been up there for a minute though, man. There's a couple of Pitt dudes up there, man, handling biz, man.
Jordan Whitehead got a pick
you know it's a connection. I mean, no. That's why I be telling Deke all the time. He a closet Bills fan. I know he is.
Pitt drops some really good NFL prospects.
Absolutely. But we got a couple of them dudes up there.
Probably the most underrated school for it. Because Miami gets a ton of credit.
Yeah.
Schools like Texas, USC,
but Pitt
and everything.
definitely got guys out there, though. 100%. All right, AJ Martinez. Who's the murderer's row? Not a single team looks scary. Except for Cincy. They're pissed and very hungry coming for us, LOL. Well, yeah, man, it just depends on, how people want to view it. And at the same time, I always tell people this, too. You don't have to be scared to get beat. That's the other part. Plenty of people done got whooped up on talking about, I ain't scared, man. Hit me, what's good? Okay, cool. So that's the other part. They don't have to look scary, but either way, we still got to execute. We still got to do our part. But I do like your energy, though. All right, and now we are to It's Just a Riddle. I don't dislike. Think we are there, do we?
That jumped on me.
It happens like that sometimes. All right. It's just a riddle. He says, I don't dislike Kenny. I ride with him. But Mason Rudolph is better for this year. He learned behind Ben. He's very smart and a big body. Is unpopular but kind of true. I think I would trade Mitch and put Mason as the number 2 just in case. Now, that would go along the lines of what Charlie Batch was saying, but minus the trade part.
I think he's just more pro-Mason
That's what
for his reasoning as opposed to reacting to what Pickett may be thinking or whatnot.
Yeah. I was trying to just create like
either
the
way,
best
I don't.
situation.
No, it doesn't really move my needle one way or another. He's just got a different reasoning behind it. Just have Mitch as the backup. I don't think it's that deep.
For sure. All right. Max So from the 402, just showing some love. Salute your player. We definitely appreciate you. It's just a riddle. He also says, by the way, Moats, coaching is going great. No, I salute you, man. I am actually glad to hear that. I remember early on, he had said that he was going to be doing some of the coach stuff. And I think he said that he looks at some of the stuff that we do in terms of the podcast and some of the film breakdowns to help him out, man. So definitely salute you. I think I remember that correctly.
Sweet.
All right. Anthony Sixto.
All right, I'm there.
Yes, go.
The Claypool tip pick all depends on your perspective of Claypool. Is he Mapletron where you expect an aggressively high point or a standard receiver you can blame for not making the play? Hashtag sabotage 10.
Oh. We didn't transition to sabotage 10.
No sabotaging going on.
What?
Nope.
But no, it does depend on what you expect from Claypool. If you think that he's a elite top 5 or top 10 receiver, then yeah, he has to make that catch. If you don't think he's elite, then you don't think he has to make that catch. Just depends on how you want to go with it. Depending on what time of year you ask people too. Early before the season, I think that people viewed Claypool in this total receiving group as elite top 5, top 3 in certain elements. So if that is your expectation, then yeah, I can understand why that would feel a little bit underwhelming right now. But if your expectation was not that, then maybe you're not thinking of Claypool like that.
Crystal Privat. Y'all believe Najee owes the media an apology? For what?
I don't know. What did Najee say?
I don't know.
Yeah, I might have missed that. I don't know what Najee did.
No, I'm good with Najee.
Yeah.
I got no problems with him.
Oh, you know what? No. I think she's referring to, he was trying to say that it was more so like the media that creates some of the issues, create some of the drama and stuff. Or they tried to, it would have been like Friday. It was like late Thursday, Friday time. I did see something like that.
Is she saying that because we actually did put Pickett in? And like there were all these reports out there saying like the organization wants Pickett.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tomlin's the only one that don't want him.
Yeah, I'm not sure 100%. But
no, Najee doesn't know
Najee's
anyone
fine,
apology. AJ Martinez, D down and dirty. AB and Diggler D fighting with pulls. LOL. Amber Heard is the prize. Sounds really weird. Sounds really weird.
I'm good on all of that right now. I don't want any parts of any of that. Especially after all these. It was all fun and games till we started seeing videos. Okay? It was all fun and games. Everybody wanted jokey. Now AB out here really taking this to heart. Deke, I blame you. This is all from you. You started this. So here we are. AB just took it to heart and he went all the way and ran with it. Yeah, we know what Amber's on. Yeah,
we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
AJ Martinez, whatever happened to home field advantages? Oh, there was one.
Well, now I'm hoping that it goes back to home field advantage and not let's pick and choose who we want to root for. That needs to be the case going forward. So hopefully it becomes easier for people to do that. But at the same time, I understand fans are fans. So they might want to cheer for Kenny for a couple weeks. If they change their mind, they change their mind, man. But, I am with you. Home field advantage does matter. But we can only get there if we're all on the same page.
Cameron Schrader. Most people were wrong about the poll last week. Yeah, the TJ Watt Kenny one. Yeah, I think it was 85% on TJ.
I mean, you were part of that poll, huh?
Yeah, I said TJ.
You participated on it? Yeah.
Nah, not like that.
I trust you. I ain't going there today.
Just click the
It's between AB, between the Amber Heard, between even joking about Zach. It's like this is a lot going on. It's just a lot. Yeah, we're going to leave that alone right now. Let it cool off a little bit.
Blue boy. During the Tampa KC game, the announcer said that Juju said he has learned more with KC than what he did at all of his time in Pitt.
Yeah, I
You
did
think
see
he's
that.
honest? If so, what does that mean about our staff?
You also got to remember too. He's out there with Andy
Reid is a
Reid.
super genius.
He's with Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. So you have the super genius in terms of offensive mindset, and then you have the guy that a ton of people have been clamoring about in terms of being the next, brilliant mind and stuff like that, and pissed off that he hasn't had a chance to get a head coaching spot. This is from Pat Mahomes when he talks about him. So I can understand in that vein. I mean, you think about the coordinators we've had here. We've had Randy Fichtner, Todd Haley, obviously Matt Canada, quarterbacks coaches, or not even quarterbacks coaches, receivers coaches. Let's see who we had. We had Ike Hilliard, Daryl Drake, obviously RIP to him, and who else before then? Oh, before then it was Coach Mann, Leslie Mann. So yeah, it's just a different tier. It's a different class of what you were expecting from our staff versus Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. So yeah, I don't think that it was false. That's kind of like when I came to Pittsburgh. You know what I said out there? Yeah, Dick LeBeau defense. I played under Dave Wannstedt defense. I played under George Edwards defense. I played under Mike Pettine's defense. And yes, I still feel like I learned more in my first couple of weeks in Pittsburgh in terms of learning defense under Dick LeBeau and Mike Tomlin than I did doing my 4 years in Buffalo. That is real, man. It is very real. So don't take it as necessarily like a shot, but it's out of this world to think that, hey, Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy could be, a cut above the staff that we've had here offensively.
Mason Nielsen. Steeler fans are quick to blame the O-line, quarterback play, and play calling. It's clear with the eye test there's something off with our offense. Curious what you two think the main issue is. Love you, boys.
Oh, man, love you too, man. We appreciate you. Like I said, for me, man, it's been the consistency part. Whether you're talking about ball placement from quarterbacks, whether you're talking about receivers and their expectations for 50-50 balls, whether we're talking about the offensive line consistently protecting and consistently opening up holes. But then also with Najee Harris, it's like, hey, man, the consistency of when you're going to put a foot in the ground and be decisive and run it downhill versus when he's doing a little bit too much of the stutter stepping in, trying to make guys miss. That inconsistency is the biggest thing from me that I see in terms of why, as a whole, we haven't been where we wanted to be at.
Yeah, it's been a combination of a lot of things. Mitch could be better. Offensive line could have been better. Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah. I just think Pickett's going to help, like the overall thing.
I'm hoping he does.
But you're right. Up to this point, it's a combination of a lot. I mean, play calling, quarterback play, offensive line play at times. I think they had some of their better days, though, these last couple weeks. Receiver
right, and that's
drops.
Why it was a little disheartening to see how they looked out here this past game. But that's a part of it, though, man, in the sense of why. It's like, yeah, man, we want, if it is just as simple as put Kenny in and everything gets better, great. That will cause a lot of people to not have to endure, the heartache and the growing pains. I'm hoping it's like that because that's also good for us. It's a lot of fun that way. We did miss a couple. I wanted to hit them real quick before you kept going. Reese Fisher, showing a little love. Salute you, Reese. Definitely appreciate you. And then Tyler Candelaria, excuse me. And he says, "What's up, my guys? I'm thinking 2-2 during this stretch, and we finished 10-7. Kenny is the real deal. He has the it factor. Excited for Kenny. I like your energy. I like it." And then we also had L. Moranic saying that if the Steelers win this week, will Deke jump through a table? Ooh,
that's a Bills thing.
That is a Bills thing. That is.
I don't know. How does that fly?
I mean, I've seen people do it as like a kind of like when people do horns down for like Texas fans to kind of
so people would do that.
Like,
I could smoke the Bills pack.
Yeah,
and jump
I'm gonna
go
through the table too. It's like, all right, I don't recommend it.
Jump off a house, maybe.
We've seen that as well, and that's the part I'm like, I don't recommend because people have definitely jumped off houses. Like, it's a dope concept of going through the tables, but people do get a little reckless with it at times. Yes.
So people do it as.
Bro, I've seen a dude jump off a house. And I thought he was about to die. You're like, bro, you almost killed yourself. Yeah.
So they do it as a disrespect thing, but they probably also do it as just
as
like
a
an
fun
homage
thing too. Yeah.
Of like, hey, I'm in Buffalo, I'm going to do this.
Or we're playing the Bills. Think about remember we were doing the tailgates, was that 2 years ago when the Bills, this was when Duck was starting for us. Yeah. It was people out there trying to jump through tables.
Really?
Solely because the Bills were there. It's like,
I don't remember that.
It's like, yeah, bro, y'all wilding. Don't keep tables to yourself. No tables.
Okay, where am I at here?
All right.
AJ Martinez?
The Sabotage 7?
He says Sabotage 7.
And then he has like this long one?
I caught on to him. Yeah, because he was making me work a little bit harder than I needed to. He spells out Sabotage 7 with, how many letters is that?
There's a lot
Bro,
of
like
letters.
7 or 8 super chats.
I did say that.
Sabotage 7s. letter by letter,
Mm-hmm.
just to make his point known. And I appreciate that.
All right. And I did notice that it's 5:04, so let's get this last little bit done within these next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, big man got his game tonight, man. So you know I can't be late to that Papa action. But I do have Let's Go You dub on my end.
Yep.
You got that one?
By the way, Moats, your Bills Mafia showed up great Saturday. Appreciated it.
Oh, all right. Salute. Okay.
For what? A Wyoming game?
That's what we're talking about. I don't know. Not on no Saturday. Maybe.
Well, he's from Wyoming. So
Yeah.
did they just... Maybe they were on the road up in New York somewhere.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Bills fans wanted to just pay homage to
because
Allen.
Bills had the Ravens, took care of business. See,
I don't
helping
think
us out.
he's over in Baltimore.
Look at them helping us out, huh? Shout out to the Bills.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Shout
I don't
out
know.
to the Bills, huh?
I don't know.
Bills
Could go
took
either
care
way.
of business.
Could go either way.
But
yeah, ultimately, it's nice seeing the Browns and the Ravens lose. Helps our chances for the AFC
North. I would
North.
agree. It's definitely nice to see the Bills win. I agree.
Yeah, everyone's 2-2. Yeah, honestly, like AFC North could be one of those divisions where
now.
like 9-8 makes it.
Yeah,
It's on that pace right now.
Yeah.
C-Des 86 clarification. I think we should have drafted KP8. We just didn't need Mitch. It's much easier transition from Mason to Pickett if things hadn't worked out. We didn't know we were gonna get Pickett. Though. That's the thing.
That was we
had Mitch as this insurance because
nobody wanted to go into the season with Mason solely. It was Mason and Haskins on the roster exclusively at that time, so that was also part of it as well. Yeah, you're right.
AJ Martinez giving us some support.
Oh,
Lord,
still Lee.
He says AB equals the new Manscaped spokesperson.
Oh, Lord, no.
I saw him on some betting app promos around the internet.
I didn't even want to know.
He sounded like me after like a Steeler game, like drunk too. He's like lit up. Who knows what he's on? But
it would not surprise me.
Obviously, those betting apps they didn't care how he was speaking or how he was presenting himself. In it.
It's AB. just let AB right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Just let AB.
I guess that's his brand, right?
Yes.
He just shows up and just starts talking.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The crazier it is, the better it is. It's AB's brand. Mm-hmm.
Michael Payer, Moats, second Bills game in 2 years. Surprised you haven't stitched up a 50-50 jersey for game day. LOL. Smash that like button.
No, salute. Definitely smash the like button, man. Oh, man, I always think about this thing, and I used to get all worked up like, man, this is tough, man. You're putting between two fan bases that love me and things like that, organizations that I have a ton of love for and things like that, and friends still, they're on both of the teams and the staff. But recently, I just pulled my alumni card out, and that gives me a pass. Because that's all I care about, my alumni card. So I have a pass this week, and I give it to myself, and I gave permission to myself. So, yeah, I'm not involved in this.
Chris Zombie, confirmed. Canada sabotaged Ben and Mitch.
Uh-oh.
No. Come on,
man.
It's
confirmed, bro.
He's running with the sabotage theory and taking it way too far.
We just
confirmed Canada sabotaged Ben and Mitch to get his guy he helped recruit in college on the field.
You see it? It was a big
going too
picture
far.
Grand scheme.
Nope.
The fix was in.
The fix was in on Ben.
The fix was in.
Not on Mitch and not to get Pickett on the fix was just in on Ben. Don't take this too far because, again, we didn't know we were going to draft Pickett.
Inside information, man. Canada said, yo, this is the guy we're taking.
It stops at Ben. The sabotage stops at Ben.
He said it's sabotage across the board, man. I see the grand scheme. Mason got sabotaged in there as well. Now that I think about it, man, you're right. You might be on to something, Chris Zombie 3. You might be on to
Mason and
something.
Mitch sabotage themselves. Florida made JB. Fire Tomlin and hire Eric Bieniemy ASAP. If we're going to fire Tomlin, I wouldn't mind having the dude in-house already in Flores. But I'm not on the fire Tomlin bandwagon.
Well, because my whole thing is, I'm like, whether it's Eric Bieniemy or Brian Flores, what have they done to prove that they are better coaches than Coach Tomlin?
No, you're sticking with Tomlin.
Yeah.
AJ Martinez, the chat is fly. Shout out to Barbarian and D Brown.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Trina,
Let's
Stephanie,
go.
Michelle.
Let's go.
Mary Jo.
Let's go.
Rita the mistreated.
Absolutely. Let's go, man. Let's go. Shout out to the first ladies of the podcast, man. You know that, man. Those, they hold us down. And you forgot Leah. Don't forget Leah. Can't forget Leah Warren.
Fish Momentum wouldn't be a podcast without some of his chats.
Let's
he says,
go,
hey,
man.
guys,
Salute
just got
you.
off work. We got this, man.
Salute. And I forgot we did have to go early today, and that was because, man, Lil Man got a game. So, we got to get after that thing. But we back on here on Wednesday and Thursday, man. You know that. Let's go.
Let's go, UW says, in Laramie.
Whoa, okay.
Moats, great to have extra and new fans.
Let's go.
Laramie's in Wyoming?
I'm not sure 100%. Let's find out, though. But shout out to that, though, man. I like the fact that we got Bills fans all over the place like that there, man. Hey.
If I had to bet, I'm saying yeah. Sounds like a Wyoming city.
It does sound a little Wyoming. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, Laramie, Wyoming.
I
So
told you it was
Bills
in
people
Wyoming.
came out of nowhere. Was it a big game or something this week? I don't know.
I don't know who they had this week. Who Let's Go UW had this week?
No clue.
I'm mad. I just said who does Let's Go UW have this week when I really meant Wyoming. You know what I meant. Yeah.
5:10 super chats are done.
Let's
So,
go, man. That's efficiency. That's work ethic. And that's a group working together. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, no, we greatly appreciate you. And like we said, man, we will be back out here on Wednesday, man, to keep diving into this. And along with previewing that Steelers and Bills matchup, baby. I know Deke is super excited about that one. He can't wait. He's chomping at the bit.
Video, huh?
Are you sure?
I'm gonna need some support. I'm gonna need some big time support from you on that one.
Nah, I ain't got you this week. I feel a little hoarse now that I think.
Hey, come on, dude. I feel like I'm back. I'm back. I got my edge back.
I'm back next week. Can I get a week? I just need a week. I'm with you next week. I just ain't got you this week. I got you next week though. Next week, man, we could go out here. We will burn the bridges down, man. I will aid it up. You know what I mean? We will go. Yeah. Give me the young goat over the new goat. However you want to do it. I'm with you. But you trying? But you know what you're asking of this week, man. Come on now, baby. We got chill. Man. We got chill. I'm trying to keep it civil. All right, we're being civil. Everything is full. Everything is cool. We just go ease on into this thing, and it is what it is. You know, I ain't coming here with my Bills hat on talking about it's Victory Monday or nothing like. I ain't do that. I was chill. All right, so we're gonna keep it that way. But either way, man, shout out to each and every one of y'all. We greatly appreciate you. And until next time, baby.
Peace.